Okay, just trust your judgment.
It's not.
It's not better than the. It's definitely not better.
Natural juice settle.
Definitely not better.
They are bamboozling my brain. But we're back at it again with another episode of Barbershop. You know what I'm saying? New faces. There are new faces. What?
He was just asking me. I fucking said, like, we didn't get a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was it right there.
Where?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, we were just like, hey y'all, we're here with. Dang.
Listen, we got new faces. So everybody introduce themselves from starting from the left.
Hi, I'm Dominique.
And your Instagram.
Oh, my gram is at Tasha_Gray.
Hi, I'm Tisha. My Instagram is Tisha Lane.
I'm Shara. I want to throw in aka Top Notch. You can follow me on Instagram _ your favorite dancer. Just like that, your favorite dancer.
I think you're gonna have to speak louder.
Am I?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay. Hey y'all. Okay, is that enough face?
It's enough face.
My name is Shara, aka Top Notch. You can follow me on Instagram _ your favorite dancer. Just like that, _ your favorite dancer.
I'm Rome. You know who I am. Your lady's prospect.
He's cool. Trey, man. Trey's way. You see the sparkly dewy compliments of how she
It's
take
my
this.
boy birthday, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's my man's birthday.
Thank you. I'm 21, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
Living my best life.
yo, speaking of birthdays, somebody had a question, but I'll say the question.
So what's the wave? That's a wave?
Oh yeah, we'll start off with the first wave.
Okay, say that.
Being that it is my birthday, what is sex a proper or okay gift to give on a birthday? And why or why
Whose
not?
question?
Huh?
Whose question?
This was an open question.
Oh, okay. I think it depends on your relationship with the person.
That's actually a good point. Because if we ain't really exclusive, then yeah, I guess it does work. Because that's the relationship in our whole anyway. Yeah, how you thinking?
That's how it should be.
That's how it should work.
Yeah, that's how it should work.
So, okay.
It could happen another way.
What you mean?
Like, people could just casually fuck, but I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm saying that that's the right way. Like, it got two ways to the shit. It can happen. Somebody could just be offering the shit. You don't have to be exclusive to have like somebody that just want to link up with you on your birthday. But I'm not going to give you that energy, you feel me? Like, because we don't really mac like that, you feel me? So why do you want to fuck me today? It's my boy. Like, probably don't want to be with you right now. Like,
He said, why do you want to fuck me today?
you feel me?
Out of all days.
Of all days, you're going to fuck me
It's going to be
pre-birthday?
better today. I want to make sure I call you on that day.
Alright, so on that one, because you said it's going to be better today, do you hit the extra swirly swirls on the birthday?
What you mean?
Like, do you go,
Swirly,
do you
depends
the
on what
extra, do you put the extra, the hummus on the bread, you know what I'm saying?
It depends on your level of hummus. Do you like regular hummus? Do you like black bean hummus? Do you like roasted red pepper? Do you like the
You like hummus?
I mean, like, what do you like?
Wow.
Different degrees of hummus.
Different degrees of hummus.
I'm saying I leave the shot open. You feel me? But I'm definitely shooting elsewhere to begin with. I'll probably make another.
You take
trip,
too many different Muslims. I feel like
No
if
flip
I'm
flops,
calling
no
you
flip flops.
to give you that for your birthday, it has to be the extra added on it because that's what I'm utilizing as a gift. You don't just give regular gifts.
No, but I feel my birthday was the day I was born. Okay, July 30th, 5:30 p.m. You feel me? Like I was born into this life. You should be grateful for me. You should be showing me how much you know what I mean. That day is full of our love because like people celebrate it
That's why we
for
have parties.
you. Yeah,
Wait, so you talking about somebody you're dealing with?
of course.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about, you know what I mean? But now me on the flip side, you know, I'm saying I need more than that. We do that, you know, that.
All the time.
Well, to me right now, currently, I am celibate.
What?
So I'm thinking more towards future marriage. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be my husband.
I mean, that can't be like an incentive though. Like, if I'm with you, you feel me? Like, we could do some other shit, but like at the end of the day, that'd be like our choice of celebration for your day. Like me making love to you. Why not?
No, yeah, sure, towards the end, but that shouldn't be the only thing.
No.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we're saying the same thing.
Gotta make them get creative.
Celebrate me,
Or
but more than just dick.
what kind of ideas
Sorry.
you got? What's going on in your head? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd be trying to do some type of skits or some shit. I'll be one that, like, I need to be dressed, I need to be the sick patient, or I need to get arrested outside, but we need to do it real, like, not in the room you walking with the night. Nah, I need you to bust my window out, open up the car. I need to film this shit to be real. That's what I want on my birthday. Like, if you're giving me this on my birthday, you need to be a whole cop. I need you to rent the car, pull me over, or like get out the car, motherfucker,
I
and
need
throw
to
me the
know
back
this
seat.
first, because if this shit is happening while I'm in the car with you, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
You're
is
gonna.
going on?
I'm not gonna be nervous or nothing. I'm like,
I don't give a fuck. This is crazy right now. Like, what? Why
And
are
then
we
bring a
doing
second
this?
people, I was like, yo, we
Hella
gotta-
negative energy going on in this car. Like, just bashing the windows. I'm just with him. Like, what am I about to do? Choke your ass? Like, what you doing?
You gonna choke the cop?
It's a female.
Yeah, female cop. You
I'm
wouldn't
just
know
saying
that
she
she
just
was.
busting the windows for no reason. Something like, what's
Might
up
get
with you?
choked. Might get yanked.
Like, I'm be like, yo, like, what we do to you? Like,
Might get yanked one
and you
good
just
time.
chilling about
She
it.
just chilling like you don't even know this about to be great.
Okay.
Like this
Hella
is about
glass
to be great.
on me.
I gotta
Oh,
finish
shit.
it.
Looking
Yeah,
at this like I'm going through a car wash, just looking like, oh shit. Sorry, forward. No.
Before when I get pulled in the car, I'm gonna be like, toast you the keys, like, yo, room, drive my girl home.
Wow.
That's the end of it. You're like, what the fuck is going on right now?
But
I'll text you later.
what, have you spoke on it yet? Yeah, you guys over there? Y'all spoke on it? How do y'all feel about it?
I think, well, she said something. You didn't say anything about
Oh,
it.
I talk.
Okay.
Well,
how we
I mean, that was a quick topic, but I wanted to kick it off with something good like that. So, who has the next wave?
I mean, I want to talk about remakes since we didn't really get to discuss this. How do y'all feel about remakes of movies?
Or TV shows? Like, they were supposed to redo Martin. What the fuck?
Don't do that.
That's what I said. Like, how dare you touch that? That's crazy. But they were going to use original cast, though.
Oh, like
So
they
I'm like-
like how they
So,
did Will
in
and
a-
Grace.
I don't watch that.
You don't watch Will and Grace?
I watched a few episodes. Okay,
I
no
fuck with-
shade.
I
I
fuck
don't
with
rate.
that
I've seen a
So
couple, but I
good.
don't know
About my
enough.
hair.
Yes,
I don't know the storyline.
They had a remake and it started I think like a year ago.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it
they
good?
had- yeah.
Really?
It's just like
Oh,
it's
same
the
characters, though.
Same characters.
See, I feel like
Same
that's the
apartment,
key.
everything.
If you do the same characters, like,
That's different though, because they ain't had too much of a gap in between when it stopped. Though.
It was like a good 10, maybe 10 years.
Close. I mean, alright.
they talking about redoing Good Burger.
But they was putting
Same
the same
cast,
characters
though.
though.
Ooh.
Yeah, it might be interesting.
But
Huh?
how are they they're not
Instead of-
redoing it. They're like doing an addition to
I
it.
think people
No, I
are
think
just
they're
not
redoing
tapping
it.
How are
into
they
their
gonna
third eye.
Nah,
They
They
were
don't know
redoing
what's
it
going
because
on.
that's
with the same
Just
people?
do
Just
another
remaking
version.
stuff is gonna get
They
real
better
trash real quick.
But you gotta think about we in the age of that because every movie that came out already, but it's in black and white, and they just redid it with the special effects in color.
Yeah.
So now they got more special effects and all this other weird shit. And it's gonna add more funny to it, I guess.
But
Yeah,
it's
fuck all
Good
that.
Burger. It's supposed to be like a cult classic. Like, leave it alone. Like, you didn't.
My fault.
Nobody asked if they could redo Pulp Fiction.
I mean, there's probably somebody that wants to redo it,
They
but it's just probably
redoing
not
Pulp
popular
Fiction.
enough. For
Like,
people
you
to wanna
never
do it.
gonna get what's her name in it? Israeli girl. What's her name again?
I don't know her name. I know what you're talking about.
Natalie Portman. Right? Natalie Portman. Anyway, you're never gonna get a child actor like that ever again.
What is she playing?
Who? Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Oh, what else?
I think back in the day they got away with a lot of them Like, them shits was good back in the day. Like, Home Alone 2, you feel me? Home
Yeah,
Alone
you
3.
would do that now.
I think, like,
that's a lawsuit.
at 4, it was
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Yeah, like if if they did Home Alone again, that's a lawsuit.
Wow.
You neglect. You
Oh,
left your
I
child at
thought
home.
I thought you meant like them redoing the movie
And
and
then
that shit.
you did it again.
keep leaving them home, you dumbass. You ain't learned the first fucking time.
No.
That's like Belly.
that shit was
I love
dope
the
how he
movie
got
Belly.
away. He evaded the motherfuckers, though. Like,
Yeah, he
that
was
shit
smart as hell.
Dope as hell.
It would've
I used
been
to
every
love that
kid.
movie. I used
And
to
then
go to
they had
school and get
another
my ice cream, cookies, and cream.
And
Wintertime was wintertime was fire.
Hella, his movie's about to all next week. You're gonna see them.
Yeah, oh,
It's the only time they play these
shits.
shits. Cause it's about to be Christmas. You know, Merry Christmas to y'all and all of that.
Nah.
Oh, matter of fact,
Happy
yeah,
holidays.
we're not gonna do another one till after Christmas because it's next week.
Oh,
Damn,
well.
Christmas is next
Nice.
week.
Damn.
All these holidays are fucking
Oh,
zooming.
like, I felt that. Wow.
Why'd you shake your head? What happened? You don't
Because
fuck
that
with
leads
Christmas?
to my topic.
Christmas?
Christmas or Kwanzaa?
I'm gonna keep
Good
it
for the
100.
blacks, bad for the blacks. Both ones, pros and cons. Go.
Okay, first,
Okay, boo.
I don't know
Let's
much
go about
about
Christmas.
Kwanzaa.
Let's go about Christmas first because we know about it.
You gotta
Let's
give
go
a
with-
background on Kwanzaa real quick
Okay.
for those that don't know.
Well, first let's tackle Christmas.
Okay,
Pros and cons to Christmas
for the black
for
culture,
the blacks.
one, let your kids think a fucking white man giving them everything.
Is that
I
a
would
con
not.
or a con?
Well,
That's a
I,
con.
I always had a black Santa.
Me
Just
too.
so y'all know, I always
See, if
had
your
black
household did that for you,
So,
but
Yeah, but
if the,
at school,
the generic, is always
So
a white man, and it's just like
Mhm.
the white man giving you everything. The white man don't give you nothing.
Word.
Yeah.
My
At
mom
all.
always told us that Santa gave us one present,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mom got us the rest.
Oh, she kept. See, that's something I was talking about before. About I like the idea of Christmas. I just don't like the idea of Santa only being white. I mean,
Or
we
even
make them
being-
black,
yeah.
or
well,
but
my
I
daughter
support.
just went to a party, a Christmas party, and they had a black Santa there.
it's
So,
changing
I
a little
didn't-
now.
I mean, and I've always had a black Santa, and I'm 23 years old.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is progressing, but the bigger issue, or what I'm saying really is, we're
But even with the black Santa, think about movies that have black Santas in them. It's never anything good. Think about like even Friday.
Well, some
Black
bullshit going on
Black
there.
Santa
Right.
is the one that's coming to your house robbing you.
Yeah.
Shit like that. They ain't never made a movie with a white Santa doing none of that. The most you might see white Santas maybe drunk. Anything that you see that's black is always something negative. Everything that has black in it is seen as bad. The fucking black cat, black male, black ball, fucking you go second when playing chess because you're black. Like everything black is supposedly bad. So even down to Santa, because you see good stuff about a black Santa, but you also see, oh, black Santa might rob you. Black Santa might do this. Black Santa might do that. It's never.
So, any pros to Christmas?
Yeah, creativity.
Creativity. What
Family
makes it?
time.
Understanding
Yeah.
feelings.
I mean, this
If you
don't
have
go
to.
for me, but I just know it's good. Like family time, you feel me?
My mom's stuffing.
Receiving, giving.
Facts.
Learning to give and receive.
Yeah.
That ain't even going the right way. These kids think it's just
They just
give.
give. I want
give.
this. I want that. I want this.
Yeah, like they ain't even getting the real behind giving and receiving.
Well,
So,
I ain't a father yet, but that shit ain't happening. When I am, like, you're gonna learn how to get it. But on the pros, I don't really got too many because I'm good. I'm big on Christmas, but like besides giving and receiving or whatever the case may be, really I like to give. But you like lately, that giving shit been like too much giving. So
so I had to take a break.
but the people that supposed to get something, they'll get things.
and I feel like it's the creativity part because and it's not just Christmas. It's a group of holidays that, as a kid, you think of the shit that even the part of Santa Claus, they literally open up your mind to what the world can be. Some of our biggest inventors and shit like that, imagination is wild. So if they would have never think Santa Claus was real, the Easter Bunny and all that other extra shit, their mind would be stifled, I feel like. And I feel like my brain, I think outside the box because of all this other shit that, I mean, I know now, but my brain was already equipped to think outside the box. Because I'm thinking some nigga riding a reindeer in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm like, damn, that shit could happen? I could do whatever I want. Like, how do you do that? With 6 pit bulls and shit. Like, with red noses.
And a heavy ass sled.
Yeah, like, he big as hell. I'm like, yo, how he doing this? And didn't he do the whole world? What?
In one day?
I can't never be on time. This nigga's on time of the whole entire world. Like, and you don't oversee him. What? And he eating all these cookies. Like, it would just make my brain. I'm like, yo, damn. This nigga, what he do the rest of the year? Like, he got a job one day.
He was training the whole year. He was training
Like,
the
yeah,
whole year.
like,
This
that
one
shit,
day,
like-
yeah, I'm gonna attack this world this way.
Yeah, like, he literally had
this
the
way
blueprint
now.
and plotting
Then
on
I
breaking
gotta
in
keep
everybody's
every
house.
and know where
And I
they
getting
at.
caught.
Oh my bad.
This shit crazy.
Oh, she said we was together.
I already told y'all what I did have me.
I wasn't looking at you for nothing like that.
I already told niggas what that shit had me thinking one time. Because I was living in an apartment. And you know, we ain't having a chimney. You feel me?
See?
We had that shit on the side that like ventilate fucking like laundry.
Brain working now. Like,
I'm
he
like,
becoming a little engineer now. Like,
I'm like,
maybe he comes to this
yeah,
pipe.
and I'm like,
This pipe connected to this pipe.
Yeah,
This nigga a whole
they
electrical
had
engineer
movies
now.
back
Like,
in the day where he could just instantly turn into like some grain of dust and just slide into some shit like, oh, like,
crazy.
fuck out of here. I'm like, yo, this shit ain't happening. Like, fuck out of here. Then I already knew, like, my mother was saying it. Like,
The moment you
after
became a
I
skeptic.
knew it was. Yeah, I knew who was bringing them gifts in.
nah,
And she didn't even have to always do that shit. My mother was great at that shit. And then I found out one day.
Shout out to moms, yo. My mom is good.
That shit
Like,
ruined my Christmas.
I remember when I
It
was
didn't
on
really ruin it, but it was like,
You was still
I was
good,
looking
you had
at her,
everything
yeah,
you
I finally caught my mother. I was like, oh, this what she be keeping that shit. Know what
See,
I mean?
Damn.
I'm
And
gonna
then
keep
I
it
seen
my
it, but
mom,
I was like, I was
too
yes, I
scared to
know
try to
this.
even prove my mother wrong. Like, if my mother's one of those people, she's like, once you stop believing, that's when the gifts stop coming. I'm just like,
The gift stopped coming.
yeah. So I was like, I used to play, I'm like, my sister had already told me, she's like, nah, Santa not real. I'm like, chill. Like, I don't want her to hear you. Like, what is you doing? Like, just let me believe. Nigga. Like, let me do my thing. But it would be so many gifts. And I'm like, Ma, I know you didn't carry all of this. Like, when I got big shit, like big ass TVs and bikes and shit like that, I'm like, this shit is perfectly positioned around the room. Like, and you made no noise? I don't sleep that heavy, bro. Like, my mom is a magician, son. That's it. If you believed in Santa, your mom was real, son. She was a magician.
That's a fact, yo.
Shout out to moms as magicians.
Yo.
Yeah.
So those are those
Moms
people.
had me for a while. Like, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I used to wake up like 12 o'clock on the dot, everything here. And I'm looking like, oh shit. Sometimes I stay up and open my shit, or I just probably go back to sleep and be like, I'm gonna open them shits.
Oh, you got up and opened it? Oh, nah, you was bold.
Yeah.
I would not.
Hell
I'll be.
no.
There was a time that you come
I
downstairs.
said
Word.
midnight.
Yeah, you better wait. They gotta eat
Nah,
breakfast,
man,
all of that.
This was the relationship.
My
Yeah,
pops,
mother
I
had
know
me
that's what I'm saying. I
time,
said,
bro.
yes, your relationship was good.
Yeah, she
If
was-
I got up, I remember I got up at like 6 one time. Saw them shits, I'm like, yeah, go wake everybody. Yo, wake up, it's Christmas. They're like, boy, if you don't bring your ass back to bed and wake me up at 8:30.
When I was
And I used to be
younger,
wondering, I'm
my
like, why am I
aunt,
so
she,
tired?
we woke up at like 5 a.m.
Mm.
Opened a little bit of gifts, went back to sleep, and then we woke back up around like 9 or so and opened the rest of our gifts. So she
my
like,
mother would let me open like 1, 2, 3 gifts, and then I go to sleep. But like during that time, 12, yeah, she'd let me do it because she knew I was about to wake up and see what was going on out there. Like I'm like, yo,
what's going on?
I'm
out
like,
there,
it's
son?
Christmas now. Like you was doing this shit gradually. I want to see if you really did this shit. And I look and I'll be like, how the fuck did all this shit get here? Like, and I wasn't even sleeping. I'm in the room like waiting like 11:59.
See, yo, that you
Like,
be
I'm in
done,
bed, like,
but you be done
11:59.
dozed off and didn't even know it, son.
Nah, she knew you was gonna be in there watching the damn clock.
My senses was up. Her senses up. You
Her
know,
senses was better than yours.
Right.
Facts.
Like OD, like, cause I remember sitting on the steps and looking at the lights because we had the tree that turned, and I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see no shining presents yet. So I'm sitting there like, just there. I remember dozing off. Now I'm on the steps. You gotta walk past me. So I dozed off. I woke back up like, what the fuck is all of this fucking glittery, shiny shit? Like, yo, y'all, this is crazy right now. I go downstairs like, yo, Santa real, son.
My mom used to tell me that. My mom used to tell me that Santa walked through the front door because we used to live on like a one-floor flat, you know, and she'd have to leave the door unlocked, and the cookies would be there with the milks and stuff, and then we'd usually sleep together because it was just me and my mom. So I wake up in the morning, I didn't feel her move, right? All this stuff.
Like, how the fuck?
Like she was here the whole time.
But you be, yo, when you fall asleep as a kid,
and
you
there's
be
bite
dead
marks
gone.
in the cookies and shit.
Oh, she was efficient. She was efficient. So she would leave some of the cookies?
She would leave like one. If it was like a lot of cookies, she would leave like one and then bite the other one if it was like 3.
Yeah.
So it looked like he ate like 2.5.
See? Yo, that shit there took your brain for a spin.
But now that I know that my mother is a night eater, it kind of clarifies a lot of things.
It's like they all go to a convention and just be like
thinking shit to trick your kids.
No.
No, she
Because
probably
the
wanted that by
mothers
then.
mothers, y'all are fucking magicians, yo. Shout out to the mothers, yo. Shout out to all.
Shout out to the pops that's there too, because my pops is official, bro.
I ain't have my pops, you feel me?
was
But
official,
it
bro.
was just me and moms, you feel me? And moms did me well. Love moms to death for real.
Good. I just should.
So, second half of that question, Kwanzaa, pros and cons.
Okay,
don't
wait.
know too
I didn't
much
give my
about it.
pros for
Oh, yeah, you
Christmas.
got
Okay.
pros for Christmas.
My pros for Christmas, you said family time. I agree with that. And it's also the build up, like the 25 days, baking the cookies, doing, you know.
Which I used to do something every day.
Well,
Building up for Christmas.
we would watch the Christmas movies.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the movies. Facts.
It's like I think it's like Freeform now.
I got my cup.
Christmas
I got my
Christmas
cup of
movies
tea.
are fire though.
I
So,
got my cup of tea.
you know, putting up the tree together, like putting it up with my daughter was everything. I'm so glad. My mom got us a Christmas tree and some ornaments, and she got what do you call that? Like they're not glass. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Icicles.
wait,
You said what?
you said they're not glass
Icicles, them.
No.
Talking about
ornament.
They aren't glass ornaments. They're
balls.
like breakable, or I don't know if
I
I'm
don't
saying the word.
Are they round?
Yes, but they aren't breakable.
Oh, you didn't.
There's no ornaments though.
Yes, they are ornaments, but I'm trying to find the.
I don't
Where to
know.
describe it.
All my
Okay,
ornaments is glass.
well, these
Don't
aren't.
break
They're like
them
they
shits.
just like they drop and then they bounce a little bit.
Okay.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
you know what I mean?
That's perfect. I like it.
Yeah. So she took the thing. She took the box and she just all in place, and I was like, wow. I'm
So are you ready
glad.
to be this Superwoman
What do you mean?
for
Like-
Christmas? Or are you gonna tell your
Oh.
daughter?
No,
It sounds
I
not.
did this.
Huh?
Tell her, no, I did this.
Yeah. Which mom are you gonna be? Uh-oh.
Because now is your time to like decide how her mindset is gonna be for the rest of her life.
Like you said, you are molding.
But I don't want to tell her that Santa is real though.
Why not?
Like I want her to believe. Like I want her. She can celebrate Christmas. But well, I don't really. That's why I wish she would have did the overview. I don't know much about Kwanzaa. I'm ignorant to that fact. But I wanted to like. Wait, what was it?
Like compare and contrast them. I mean, we were
Compare and contrast them. But damn, I was saying something.
We was asking you.
It's
We was asking you.
What? This was yesterday.
We was asking you why you don't want your daughter to know about Santa.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
not
because
about Santa,
Yeah, I want her to know.
the real.
Yeah, I did this for you, and Grandma
Okay.
got this, and Auntie, got this. But I don't want to tell other kids that because my cousins knew that Santa wasn't real, but they didn't tell us. Mm-hmm. So it was always like a constant, like, Santa's not real. Yes, it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was just like, just don't tell. You know what it is. You don't feel like it's gonna kill her childhood? Because why?
She's
getting gifts. What does it matter?
And then she's getting gifts if she's good.
I don't know what the fuck I really thought. Like,
I
believed in the whole Santa shit a little bit on some like, I'm going to school. This is just the time for this shit. Like, cause I was also like, I believed in Easter Bunny at first, and I thought about that shit. That shit is weird.
See, that's weird.
But I was as a young child, I instantly was out of that shit. Like, I was like, it is what it is. Like, I know my mother's doing this shit. I just don't know how she's doing this. I'm gonna find out one time. Like. But I'm like, it ain't just no other nigga coming in my house doing this shit. Like, he got some help, and I know who's doing it.
He got some house.
My mother, I started noticing the pattern. Like, my mother wasn't coming home at a certain time. I'm like, she's going to work. Like, she's getting this bag to get me this shit. I'm like, yo, this not Santa. Like, I came to grips early. I was like, whatever. Because it was me and my mother. Love my mother, yo. My fault.
And his childhood was not ruined.
She still played the game though. He wasn't all the way sure.
I played it with myself.
Like, I just
wanted to be.
She assisted in that. So
she dropped the seed.
I knew what was going
on. He was playing himself, but she didn't let him stop. She didn't make him stop.
I don't know.
And he's very creative.
But also, I can't make that decision by myself too, because I don't know how father feel, or I don't know how he. You know what I mean? But that's what the route I'm going. But if he got something, that's what I'm saying. I want to like learn about different.
So
you know,
what did you answer for that one?
Okay, so Kwanzaa is celebrated from December 26th to January 1st. So it's like a 7-day holiday, almost like Hanukkah. Mm-hmm. Right? The Jewish holiday. So every day has a principle, okay? And it's like, I don't know all of them because I'm like still kind of stupid with this, but it's like purpose and self,
Dwayne told you about this?
No.
Oh.
So it's like purpose and self-determination and faith and group economics, like not group economics, but is it? Yeah,
I know you give each other like canned food or something.
What?
Like vegetables.
Okay, so when
gifts.
you give things that will help you or is something that comes from you, like comes from your work, you know?
And beneficial to the person.
Yes, and this would help you. So I wrote this poem for you because I felt like, you know, this would touch you. Or I'm good at weaving, so I made this basket for you, or I made this dress for you because I'm good at what I do, and I felt like this would be good for you and would go good on you, so I made this for you. But it's not, you don't have to get
selfless type.
Yeah, it's not getting caught up with the whole, oh, I gotta make you something, like this ain't macaroni art, my nigga, you feel me? So just like something that comes from
off of that explanation, I feel like Kwanzaa is very important. I feel like they should be celebrated together. Like Christmas because of where we are, obviously, and that's the tradition. But you should do Kwanzaa right after, which it does come right after, but you should celebrate right after to reassure, like, your kids' empathy and all of that type of stuff. Because you literally have to think about that person you're giving something for. Yeah. You have to know that person to be able to give something or do something for them that is for them.
You don't think that that confused, like, in school?
It's not about school. Well, these white people put you in this school system. Like to celebrate 2 different holidays. They celebrate a whole bunch of different holidays. Yeah. What about the Jewish?
You don't celebrate the same time as Christmas. One's Christmas, sometimes don't. It's
Christmas
you want to like connect them. You said it's the 26th.
Right, the day after. It starts the
day. They connected.
Or you can celebrate the 27th too.
No. But yeah, I think
like Christmas break.
I think it should be done like that because. Well, I mean, it is done like that, but I like the idea of it because it reassures, like, we have some, like, our humanity is not going to be fucked up. Like, people are already fucked up. So if you make them reassure being a good person in a sense. I want to read up more on it.
So how important do you believe it is for kids to know that, or not know that Santa isn't real?
I think it's important for him to think that it's real. I think it's important for him to think that it's real. Because literally, just all of this shit was created off of something. That's fairy tales, all of that type of shit. So in that case, you might as well not read them. No, none of these fucking books out here for kids, because they're all fucking fairy tales. They're all fake, or they have like a secondary meaning. Christmas does have another meaning to it. Like even like Valentine's Day, Cupid. Like I heard some story about it. It's literally about like a massacre or some shit like that.
Valentine's Day massacre.
Yeah, like he was like killing people or some shit. But they made it into love. I don't understand how they did that. And now it's a baby with a diaper shooting people. That shit is weird. But weird makes your brain work. If everything was black and white and there was no area for gray, the world would be so boring. Literally, you would wake up, get dressed, go to work, come back, shower, get in the bed. That would be your day every day. There would be nothing different. Traffic, there would be no traffic. Everybody be driving like this. Same distance, same time, exit, go home. Like, it would be whack as hell.
That's what that shit seemed like every day when niggas in traffic, though.
But you got that person that's running the side, because it's definitely me. I'm getting on the side. I'm honking. I'm cutting people off. Yeah. That mix up. Yeah. But no, that mix up is like, this is life. You're literally living life. But
that added stress on the side. Like, that's that extra nigga that today want to do this shit today. Like,
but think about if you had your mind right now, you would be in a world that's literally just black and white. Yeah, you'll go fucking crazy.
I just don't think it should be. You should have to believe in a fat white man bringing you presents every year. Look, man. Honestly, they don't even have to have a day where it just seems like everybody's just receiving, because that's what it seems like now. It's like it's marketing as well. Like it's big as marketing. Selling mad shit on television, like mad infomercials. You feel me? That shit just be having you spend hella money, like just for no reason, just for today. Like, all right, today I'm gonna treat all you guys to this. You feel me? Whatever. But realistically, it's not Santa. It's somebody in your household. My fault. I don't want to ruin this. Is kids watching this? Kids not watching this.
They try to, but I won't give them name on the gram. On YouTube. Uncle Trey, I heard you was on. No, I'm not.
I love the holiday though. Honestly, I do love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I like to just give like to people I love. So.
But do you think that you love it because it's nostalgic or because it's an actual good holiday to celebrate?
It's nostalgic for me because I know my mother did that shit, and it was like, damn, you really did this shit, like.
So he could have found out on his own.
I feel like Christmas should be done, and we should go with Kwanzaa, just off of how I feel about Kwanzaa is now.
I like decorating the tree.
But bro, schools are supposed to mold our youth and their minds. So Christmas. Yeah, it does whatever it does, but there's more negativity in Christmas than there is in Kwanzaa. So why don't they celebrate Kwanzaa? Like, they don't take Kwanzaa seriously.
Because Kwanzaa is an African American holiday.
Oh, so it's naturally bad because it has to do with black people.
No, I just
use not black people.
I'm talking about college.
African
college is definitely
not Africans.
Different.
Just African Americans.
What, Kwanzaa?
Yeah. Africans don't know anything about Kwanzaa because that's not an African holiday. It's an African American holiday, so that we as a people can come together and redirect our focuses towards the betterment of ourselves.
And that's even more of a holiday that should be celebrated. I'm gonna definitely research that. Thank you.
Everybody needs to research Kwanzaa.
I've been neglecting that
because.
But,
are you celebrating Kwanzaa?
That shit sounds
celebrate Kwanzaa. When my kids give me gifts and stuff like that, and they're like, "Did you open it?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna celebrate it. I'm gonna open it on the first day of Kwanzaa, and I will see you afterwards."
Are you supposed to do like a gift per day?
No, you don't have to do a gift per day.
Well, you said your family
it
celebrates,
could do small things.
So you know everything.
You could do small things
Everything.
like, you know, how people put stuff in the stocking. You can do that
Like
kind of
stocking
stuff.
stuffers.
Yeah, like stuff like that. But your main gift,
I like the ideas of,
and then
like, the
and then
poems and
nowadays
stuff.
What's your
understand.
Tisha.
Tisha, what does your family do?
So we can't meet together like every day.
Mm.
So we do it like on the last day of Kwanzaa. We all get together and like exchange gifts for everybody. And like each year is like a different theme or something, or it's like, and you get like a new person every year. You gotta pick out the
Like
band.
a-
This is your person that you gotta have.
A
So
secret.
you know, like, all right, next year I get this
Same.
person again.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this year we're going to Florida because my grandma moved down there now.
Okay.
I think we should all celebrate Kwanzaa. You down for Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
I'm off it.
We're gonna look more into. Did you just go like that? Yo.
All right.
It's a good time to get together.
So is Kwanzaa good for the blacks?
Yes.
All right, so what's the cons of Kwanzaa? Or is that
not
Kwanzaa
recognized?
is lack of recognition. It's lack of
People don't know.
participation.
First thing an African American do, they hands you a wow. As soon as they
Wow.
hear some shit.
Wow. Yeah, he's stereotyping the hell out of us.
Nah,
That's
that was
crazy.
just funny. That was funny to say.
I feel like. Thanks.
Does everybody want one now?
No, because I still want to eat this.
You good?
Yeah.
You want some?
No.
Cool. So, what's the conclusion on this? Wait,
Wait, what was the last thing you said though?
What are the cons?
The cons of Kwanzaa: lack of recognition, lack of participation. I say that because
Well, that's not a.
you have
That's
to.
not a con.
I think
of
it is a
Kwanzaa.
con. I think it is a con because if it's
A Kwan.
I think it is a con because it involves the betterment of our people, and if not all of our people are following, you know what I'm saying? It's like hard to build a nation when half the nation is aware of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, see, the con I feel being that nobody else really recognizes it, people are impressionable. So if people are not recognizing it, it'll make the people that do recognize it. It could make the people that do recognize it stop recognizing it, because all the people, white, black, we are people of like. He says, monkey see, monkey do. So especially now, if somebody else is doing it, I'm gonna do it. Which is even to the point of liking shit on Instagram. If you got a certain amount of likes, you're gonna get more. If you have less than 10, they're gonna stay low.
Word.
That's a fact.
Wait, what?
If your likes is like 10 after an hour, your shit max is gonna be maybe 33.
Oh,
But
there's
but
an algorithm to
it is an algorithm. The first 15 minutes of your post, if your shit is at 30 or 40, you're definitely breaking 100. If your shit is at 50, 60, 70, you're definitely hitting 250.
I don't
or
know
more.
if that's true. That's true.
It is.
But if you're at 30, within an hour. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because I've seen it done. I've seen this shit. Like, shit is trial and error.
Mhm.
And shit is just whatever. But that shit is crazy.
It also depends when you post it.
Yeah. So like being that you gotta go that far into knowing when to do it, when to post. Even like my birthday post, I was gonna post it at 12 noon today, but I was like, fuck, I'm post at midnight. I knew my likes was gonna gradually grow. Like I looked at my shit earlier, I'm like, damn, 80 something. Like this shit whack. I'm about to take this shit down and repost it tomorrow. Like,
Looking for them likes.
do it for
Is that
likes,
why
B.
people post more than once the same shit?
I think that's why they do. I try not to.
I've seen somebody delete some shit and say, "Oh, I can't post this till prime hours." I'm like, the fuck, y'all niggas go this deep with this shit?
But
like,
see, the funny thing is there are prime hours
yes.
for certain posts.
Yes,
If
I
you
know.
want mad likes on some shit, noon to 1 o'clock. Then after that, 5 to 7.
I'm not that cool.
Because people literally go on break and the first thing they do is their phone. They on their lunch
Follow
break
me
like
on
that.
Instagram.
Facts.
Fucking after, depending on the day, Ratchet TV go off, they on the gram. Or they post on the gram, some shit like that. If you post some shit during like Love and Hip Hop, you're done.
Right.
You're not getting no likes, dog.
That shit looks good.
That shit might pop back up later.
Oh, you
You
did
look
it.
good down there.
So you did
Guess
it.
what? It is good.
Wow.
Wow.
Zing.
Yeah.
Zing. But Yeah, so it's like that's the only con I feel like.
You tried it.
That's the only con I feel like is people people not recognizing, and it could possibly make other people not want to recognize it because we are in a monkey see monkey do world.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only con. So outside of that is all pros.
But people don't know about it. That's why.
No,
Like,
because
they
you have
don't
to.
truly know about it.
So what's your question?
You have
How do
to.
you
You have to unlearn a culture,
Yeah.
and then you have to get. You have to unlearn it for everybody, even the old people who are never gonna let that shit go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dumb. Old people are fucking stubborn.
Exactly,
Old
because they're
people
already stuck in
Stubborn
their
as
ways.
shit.
They're stuck in their ways.
Yo, having old people in your family, like I can't stand. Not just because it's gonna sound different. I love the older people in my family, but they're very stubborn, and it makes me second guess myself. So I'm not stubborn, but I do have my stubborn ways. But then I literally sit and think about it, like, stop acting like that, and then go switch it up if I care to. But old people, they ain't switching up nothing. They don't want to do it. They not doing it. They don't want you to, like, they not playing no games, and it's crazy. So it's fucking crazy.
They out here wilding.
They out here wilding for real. Like an old person think they can say whatever they want to you. Like what? I'll sting an old person right now. They're not my family. If they family, I'll let them slide. I'll let them slide because they family.
I fuck with old people when it comes to spades, though. You feel me?
Oh, they
Bring
just the
spades
biggest shit.
Boy, I done learned some things, yo. My uncle.
I done learned some phrases.
Shit, yo.
Old people say some slick shit. And you won't even know you was disrespected yet till tomorrow. You're like, what the old motherfucker say to me? Damn.
But we gonna conclude that way.
Yeah, I think that was concluded. So, what do you want to know? If people rather for the black people, Christmas or Kwanzaa?
I believe Kwanzaa
Okay.
is a good thing progressively.
Okay.
You know, everybody's trying to regain their rights and reclaim their time, so I think that that's where people should lean towards. Christmas, on the other hand, just like church, has multiple layers to it, you know? I say like church, like you go to church, why? Go praise God and stuff, but black church teach you how to dress, it teaches you respect, it teaches you, you know what I'm saying, the hierarchies between people, how to speak to people, how to be, you know what I'm saying, polite. There's layers to it, you know? So
Speaking
just like
of black
Christmas,
church, though, black church, I feel like makes freaking monsters. Because people literally, it becomes a fashion show. So you don't want to go. It's supposed to become as you are.
It creates gossip.
True.
Gossip for real.
It's gossip
by past the
anywhere.
wife.
All churches.
Yeah, but
It don't even have to be
But the
church.
way that
It's a different one. It's
the
a
Bible,
different type of-
religion, and church is supposed to be, I should be able to go here without those worries
that
of the
ain't
world.
black church, that's all church.
Yo,
trust me.
Yo.
I've been to white church.
Yeah, I've been to both.
All right.
So.
I've been
I
to
haven't
white
been
church.
in, so I
That's
can't
just-
say, but
I
I
don't
know
think niggas too much
it's potent
information, so,
in
like, don't talk to me
African
that much.
American.
Like, I'm just here to do what I'm here for. Like, I don't be
The
really.
judgment is crazy,
my
and then
fault, like,
the judgment
I
from
might
the
seem-
old
I
people.
might seem weird. But
What?
Everybody can.
Sister Shirley, she
They
gonna
cutting
get
eyes
your
and
ass
judging.
right away.
Judgery dues.
But whatever. You feel me?
But that religion is flawed anyway. That's a whole nother topic. But it's like, it's certain things like the pastor be selling weed, like, or I've been to a church where the pastor was homosexual, and I have no problem with homosexuals, but it was strange because I'm like, doesn't that directly go against the Bible, right? No, it doesn't. Cause that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
It depends on what he's preaching.
I mean, he's preaching the Bible, but he's not living it.
You gotta look at the
I don't
Bible
believe
as
in the Bible.
you gotta look at the Bible as a book.
A bunch of books, a
You have to
collection.
look. Yes, you have to look at it as a text and decipher
journals in
it.
it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the Quran. But the Quran is like people prefer to read it in Arabic because you can translate it how you want to translate it. You get out of it
If
how
it's
you
meant in
want
English,
to get out of it.
they already did that for you.
Exactly. So when you
The Bible is-
read it, you have to like read it for yourself to get what's in it, but it's already in English.
Mm-hmm. So you can't really interpret anymore. It's already there.
That's why it's the King James version of the Bible. So he put all of these things, during the Council of Nicaea and stuff. He put all of these things into this book because this is what we're going to live by. The Ethiopian Bible has mad more books than this. The Catholic Bible has mad more books than this.
That's something that I said before because I'm like, people follow the Bible so wholeheartedly, but they don't realize how many books are not in the Bible that were taken out. So, man is flawed. Man is jealous. Man is all of these things. So, for you to take the word of man on what it means and then we following just that, like, if this is supposed to be what it is, you good. If this is supposed to be what it is, why did we allow them to take certain things out? It's like saying, like, yo, I don't want them to know about this, so take this shit out. Like, that's crazy. That's manipulating already. And now you have the way that they have people brainwashed and, like, are soldiers for the Bible is crazy. Like, these old ladies that come up to you, give you this booklet and jump you. Like, that's how deep it be. Like, you be feeling so attacked. Like, chill. Why are you coming like this? Attack. Like, chill, Shirley May.
And you,
like, but
I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
Put that on yourself.
But how did we get to the Bible?
I was talking about layers. Layers, just like, so Christmas has layers, right?
Okay.
So it teaches you, that's the first time I've done that in a really long time. Like, remember what I was talking about? So Christmas has layers. So one, it teaches you gift giving and receiving, you know. It teaches you to think outside of yourself. It gives you some, like, imaginary
Empathy.
Yes, empathy. It teaches you charity. It's mainly nostalgia, but like a family get together.
Yeah.
It was the one nice holiday that I was like, oh, this shit is nice. Everybody's kind of nice. As
Yeah,
a child,
the world
I was
is
like,
nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Like, you let somebody cut you and you ain't even mad.
Oh.
Well, I don't know how that went, but
Merry
I'm pretty
Christmas.
sure, like, around this
That's the
time,
type of shit you
holidays, motherfuckers was getting it popping still. Like,
I'm
on
just
some
saying, yo,
bullshit.
People
the
die
way the
more.
world, they do. But that's because we live in urban
It
areas.
was but
So we know the real.
It's
But
so
the
nice.
rest of the world,
even before that.
But think about it, bro. You go out somewhere and something can happen and you just like, this is about to be a nigga moment. And they like, you know what? It's Christmas. Have a happy Christmas. And you like, I want to ruin our lives. Like, what you doing? The fucking fight me. Like, fight me right now. I got that from Boondocks. Because it really was a nigga moment. He was just like, I ain't even mad at you. He's like, what? Fucking fight me. Like, but it really be feeling like that. Like you ready to go about something. It doesn't have to be a fight. You're expecting a reaction. And then they're like, it's Christmas. So Christmas put people in good spirits.
Facts.
But then it also put people in
It's
bad
all
spirits.
nostalgia.
It is. Yeah.
All nostalgia. Once you have more nostalgia doing Kwanzaa than Christmas, we'll be behind that. But that's time.
Yeah, we gotta create that though.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good conclusion of that wave. Who got the next wave?
You.
You got the next wave.
I still have a question.
What was your question?
All right. How do y'all feel about same-sex parents?
Oof, man.
I don't have any issue with anyone, any orientations. But what I do have a problem with, actually I don't even have a problem with it. I feel like it's weird that they show it a lot more often on like cartoons and shit like that.
They've always showed it on cartoons though.
But they're like it's like a all time high. But they always showed in the cartoons. It just was much more like. It was much more ambiguous, hidden, discreet. You feel
Yeah, because
me?
Bert and Ernie was gay as hell.
Yes,
And we've been watching that for the longest. I took a class on this actually. It was literature and film. And like they told us all this other stuff about like Bert and Ernie. Fucking Little Red Riding Hood was a whore. Like that's why she wore red, because she was like supposed to be sexy. And then the parts was like what big mouth you have, the better to eat you with, and all of that extra. Like when my teacher broke this shit down, I said, "What the fuck? What did you just do to my childhood? Like, how dare you do this?" The fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, she was sniffing coke. The Seven Dwarfs are the symptoms of cocaine. But there was all of this shit was in
I'm avoiding that.
So wait, happy, dopey, grumpy, sneezy?
Yeah.
Oh shit, sneezy. Who else is there? Doc? What the fuck is Doc?
Doc? You can go to the doctor when you
Doc?
finish, I guess. I don't know.
I don't even know the names. It's amazing.
I didn't know the names either. I know like
I'm
grumpy.
missing two though.
I can't think.
Did you say, is a person named Lumpy? No, you said Grumpy.
Lumpy.
Yo, I remember Grumpy.
Even like Walt Disney was like some type of. I wish I would remember. I'd have known that this was gonna be come up because
I mean, this wasn't the question that she asked.
I know, but it's just everything.
This shit just opens up.
It's the barbershop, man.
Yeah.
Everything goes in the barbershop.
I mean,
So, refresh the question one more time.
same sex.
couples.
Oh.
Same sex.
I'm not against the couples, but you said raising kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, parents.
I think I'm gonna sound like a dick.
It's tough.
I'm really gonna sound like a dick,
It's tough,
but
man.
I don't. The young mind is a moldable mind that they're sponges. They soak all of that in. I feel like you need to allow them to make that decision themselves because you're not. And people say they are their own person, but what they directly see is what they're gonna correlate with what they want their lives to be like. Now you could automatically know that I'm not gay. That's just daddy and daddy. And then you can go about that, but what about the impressionable one that is lost and they're looking for an answer? Well, daddy got a husband.
They would
Let me
do
try.
that. They would do that regardless.
What,
And it's
kids?
how the parents raising them too.
I feel you, but the way that it is now,
It comes from their parents. Like
all
how
of
they're
this,
raised.
not anymore.
Now it is, yeah.
Not anymore. Think about what's on TV. Think about all this other stuff. It's
It always comes from home first, though, and you let them know like this is
think
what
about
is outside.
how
too.
long do parents really? You don't even really raise your kid. That you got maybe 20 to 30%. Because think about school, and when they come home and go to. I played football and all those other sports. I woke up at like 6 in the morning. Mom's went to work. I seen her for maybe 30 minutes. I go to school. After school, I got practice. I'm back home, shower, do my schoolwork, eat, and go to bed. I might have saw her for an hour in between that time. In a day, maybe 2 hours in total of me seeing my mother and her either yelling at me for some shit I did, teaching me something, and I gotta take that, teach me something. But
that's where that comes in.
80% of the day, I'm unlearning, or it's being combated with something else somebody else told me. So now I have to take my mind, my impressionable mind, and decide what's right and wrong on my own. But my mom only has 20% of that.
You have to grow up knowing something. So she's instilling those things in you.
Exactly.
Like, this is what it is.
But that's what I'm talking about. So with TV and all of that other stuff, that's instilling things in you too.
But
so
you have to
at a
tell
young
them.
age, you're already combating because the TV will tell you your parent is wrong. Think about in a black. I don't know how your households, but you don't fucking ask why, and you don't talk back.
Yeah.
First thing you do when you go to school is they tell you ask why.
Ask question.
What? I'm not going home and ask my mother why. Are you crazy?
That out after a while. Yeah.
You figured out not to do that shit.
Yeah,
But that's that particular parent.
But they're fighting you to not do it.
But I know what the fuck is the right choice. Like I
Because
just know
because it was gonna happen.
Because it's who you
But-
going home to. Like
I understand that, but that's your brain. Think about the brain that don't work like yours, and they go home and get popped upside their head. That's how they learn. You get what I'm saying?
But some
So
of them
as a
ain't
kid,
popping.
you're some ain't, and then shit it goes sideways there. The kids start realizing that they got more power than they're supposed to. So where the child is always balancing in between what I should do and what I shouldn't. The parent, unless they're super hands on.
And then, like, that's what
But
it
so
was.
how does same-sex couples, like, how does that affect that though? How does it matter
Well,
in that situation?
because I'm saying, all right,
'Cause it
just
would
on the
matter
part
if
of
parents are same sex or different sexes.
with the TV,
Same thing.
I'm adding the TV and all of that stuff. So TV is showing it way more than when I was a child. I never saw it on
Like,
TV ever.
Like openly.
I learned
Not
that shit
like-
in the world. Like I
Sub-
didn't know
subliminal.
none of that. Like that stuff was strange to me, and then I learned it in the world at school. I'm like why this boy with that? Like it was different to me, but TV didn't show that shit to me. So and my mother didn't show it to me either. So but I had already been in like one way. So when I saw it, yeah, I wanted to know this, but I'm already smart. Like I'm already at a place where I can make my own decisions. But now it's literally on the TV. Everything you watch is on. These kids are at a younger age watching more adult things. Then you have the two parents at home. It's kind of like it's swaying in a sense.
I think even with the
That's just my thought. I said I'm gonna sound like a dick.
even with the two parents at home, like
so it's
kid-
2 men.
the kid is less sensitive to it because it's on the TV and because it's already a regular known fact and it's nothing to call home about because this is some normal everyday stuff now. So if they were to end up fostering or adopting the kid, that kid's not worried about if their parents are two guys. They got a bed that's theirs. You know what I'm saying? They got more important things on the agenda than who their parents are, as long as they're nice.
Okay.
That's some kids.
I see
don't
that
think-
too, but I just had to say that. I told y'all.
No, it is what it is. Just some real shit. Like they might see like what they come home to, so they're just gonna think that's the way. Honestly, I'm gonna sound like a dick too. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Because they ain't really saying that it's wrong.
I don't have nothing against same sex. You feel me? At all. Just don't come to me with it. I'm good. You feel me? Like I could chill with you. I could be cool with. I have homo friends. You feel me? Whatever. Homosexual friends.
Black friends.
You feel me?
What?
Nah, that's funny as hell. Long story short, yo, do y'all ever think to yourselves? Just think about it. No funny shit. Is male organs compatible with another male's organs? Like,
Technically,
Yeah.
why?
because
you got a
technically,
butthole and it
But
fits.
alright, so that's what I'm trying to
And
say.
it fits.
and
That's
not
what I'm
only
trying
to
to
say
say.
that supposedly the G spot in the male is in his
Facts.
butt.
It is
So the
butt.
only person that can actually reach it is another
It
man.
is in-
Which is
Or
very,
That's
very, very uneasy. It makes me
That's
feel.
very cool because I could bust a nut when I'm inside a vagina. So cool.
I thought this was going somewhere else just now. Like I'm like, wait,
So-
bro, not right now.
So my thing
Don't
is,
do it.
my thing is, like, y'all talking about rectums, like, that shit causes pain. Like,
it does. It
Nah,
does.
that's not compatible. Instantly right there.
But
That's,
when you
that's
first
it.
have
It cuts
sex,
right there. No, we're not
that's
talking
a
about
little bit
nothing
painful.
But
else.
females have pain when they first have
Yeah.
sex.
So
It hurts.
you feel me?
When they first,
Tomato,
Ah,
tomato.
okay.
Yeah.
Have you,
Stupid.
but there are females who do anal sex on a regular.
I'm
So
sorry, I said I'm gonna
it
sound
don't
like a
hurt
dick,
them no more.
bro. Exactly. And it just feels okay to be in a vagina, like, rather than an ass. And if you're gonna take an ass, why not a female's ass? I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry.
Regardless, the pain is
So
still
look,
the same.
long story short, I feel like the child should learn on their own, but some people don't have to force it upon them. Like, don't force it on them, like with visual television, media, whatever the case may be. I guess that you could say we forced it on ourselves when it came to the Bible or whatever. You're taught at home to just think, oh, Adam and Eve type story. Like, it has to be a man with a woman. I'm not saying it has to be a man with a woman. I'm not saying it has to be man with man, but like, I just don't think that you should just be forced with that vision.
But you think that, and I think the same too. But we think that because of how we were raised.
Because we.
But you know the funny thing is, I heard somewhere, like Christmas was like a gay holiday,
Yeah, it's a pain.
and like men fuck other men and shit.
What?
That's what
okay
Christmas
with me.
is.
That wasn't the holiday for me. Like,
I
wasn't what I was.
He
being
said, just don't
taught.
come to me with it.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
that's.
You
feel
know
you
what I
what-
just thought about, yo?
I have nothing against
What?
it.
You know how people want to be gay? You know, not want to be, but like, you know how people are gay and
Mhm.
just, they like the masculine or they like the feminine.
raise
right?
your voice. So they can
Oh, I'm sorry. You know how they like the masculine or they like the feminine?
Mhm.
What if the gay guys date gay girls.
And then that's still hetero.
Would that be a heterosexual relationship?
She just
Absolutely.
switched gears, but yes, that's hetero.
I mean, but there are some like the term would be like bull dyke,
Yeah, facts.
and then
She still
I don't
has
know
a
what an
good
extra
JJ.
Or
girly
she,
girl.
or no,
boy.
or,
Yeah, you have to go
the other
through-
way around. It could be no, sorry. What did you say?
I was gonna say it would be
You're hilarious.
it would be yeah, it would be a hetero relationship. Yeah, it would be a hetero relationship.
It's just the
And they wouldn't have to put themselves through like
because
surgery
she could,
and
you know what I'm
She-
saying,
you know
hit
what I
him with
mean?
the strap, right?
Wow.
She can hit him with the strap,
She
and he would
could.
like that shit.
and she could get the pleasure too.
I mean,
She could get pleasure too.
exactly.
But that brings
But
me
why
to
y'all
this.
have to
Well, no,
have a
'cause the
persona
gay-
with
the
it? Why you
gay
gotta have
man
the,
wouldn't-
why you gotta own the persona
What
for
persona?
that
The gay
to
man
be
wouldn't want to eat pussy.
manly, to be like masculine?
That's
I
not
mean,
true.
I know.
You talking about bisexual men? A fully blown gay man is not eating no pussy.
Well, a gay man wouldn't let female fuck his ass either.
No, I'm pretty sure they might
But why wouldn't he eat pussy though?
because
Right.
they're completely against it.
But we
How are you
usually have a
completely
clip.
against it?
How are they against it?
Don't a man like?
Bro,
look,
I
I'm
know
probably
gay
ignorant as
dudes.
fuck.
They're like they would never touch
It's
no
a
vagina.
clit, right?
I'm pretty sure
Isn't
they'll
like
let the.
a penis still
Wow.
like some
Yeah.
form of a clit, right?
That's just the ignorance of them that trying to.
I'm just saying, I'm happy I'm good on this information because I read this shit. I thought, whatever. Yeah, so why wouldn't he want to lick some pussy here and there? Like, he'll just.
I've had this conversation with one
After
of
a
my
while, what's up? Like, you here now? Like, you're
He said you here
you're
now.
here. Like, what are you going to do? Like, we pleasing each other here? Like, what are
I'm
y'all
like,
doing?
I'm not touching that.
He's
Ew.
how?
Yeah. I never asked.
He's
I didn't
like-
want to go that deep because having these conversations with friends that are homosexual, I don't know the limits of what I could ask. My brain does a lot of backflips. I might ask some shit that'll piss you off, and I don't want to do that.
You gotta find somebody you're comfortable with that understands that you're not coming from a place of malice.
Yeah, but my questions could get strange.
That's
That's why
fine.
you're
That's why they're there. To feel
Maybe
safe.
I'll
In a
ask
safe place. It's okay.
Because I know a lot of gay
Training
females,
is a
I'll
safe
ask them
place.
mad questions. You funny as hell.
Training's a safe place.
Females, like my gay female friends, I can ask them like any damn thing. Because they're normally not sensitive about that stuff. And maybe, I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, well, you were saying about like the gay man dating the
Gay
gay
girl.
woman. That made me feel like transgender people. A lot of them suffer from identity issues.
Crisis.
Like, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to be someone that your
That you're
makeup
not.
is just not. You know, so if you were to be in a relationship where you could feel like who you want to be and she feels who she wants to be,
You could just be that without the.
and it wouldn't even be off. Like, it would just be a man walking with a woman.
It's
Or,
just like
not
the
even saying
cards just
off is
fell
a
right in the
man.
place.
You know, it just wouldn't be to society's norms. I just know. But I don't know. That was a
So
good
what-
idea, like that.
So go around the room. Are you against it or with it?
Against what? The
Same
same
sex
sex.
couples.
This is hard.
You
This
could
is
you
like,
could choose not to say
I know
it
what I'm
against it.
trained by. You feel me? Like, I know what I'm trained to think is okay. You feel me? And what is okay is my orientation, and I love women. So,
You look at the camera. I love women.
If it's in the household, sure. I mean, we made it possible for them to marry each other, not for gay people to marry each other.
Chinese so politically correct.
So, I mean, I can't help it. Like, what can you control? If you can't control it,
Yeah.
what are you to do?
All right, so how do you feel?
I'm for it as long as it's a healthy household. Just
Okay.
like you put it to the standards of any other family, because you're thinking about the foster and adoption system. Like things can get
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
messy.
How?
Well, how else they having a baby, Trey?
No.
I was about to say.
Come on, dog.
Why else did you think?
That's
Like-
another thing that could stop reproduction in the minds of certain people. Because it's like, let's say, I mean, not that people can't go get like
This
eggs
world
and
is
shit like that,
overpopulated
but like, say
anyway.
if it's 2 females or whatever the case may be,
They
and they're
gonna
teaching
die.
reproduction throughout adolescence. You feel me? And they figured that this is the way that you have to do it, but this is not possible with these 2 people. You feel me? So that could actually stunt like population after a while, because people would, like, they'll just succumb to, oh, all right, I'm supposed to be with a girl too, so
We can
I should
afford
be
that.
with a boy too.
We can, because we're overpopulated.
That's what they want to do though. That's what I'm trying to
But
say.
we can afford that right now.
A lot of that, nah. Minorities are getting
Like
killed every
mad,
day.
there's mad
No.
kids out here that need to be adopted. There's mad kids in foster care.
There's a
You know what
lot
I'm
of-
saying?
There's a lot of minorities that's getting killed off of other shit, and pretty soon we gonna be extinct. So, my fault. I just interjected.
How do you feel?
I'm okay with that.
My fault, yeah.
Like, I know a lot of same-sex couples that like are raising great kids. So I don't know.
How I feel?
I feel
Yes.
whatever you want to do.
I think that I'm more than okay with it, as long as those 2 males have a mother figure in the child's life. If it's a
So you're
strong
saying
one,
that they can't be the mother figure?
Yes.
absolutely, they're
I'm
not
just-
women. You know what I mean? They need,
There's some that, I mean, they're
as
not
much
women,
as you
but
believe
they
that
can,
you will never
Feminine
know what
don't
it's
make
like
you
to
a
have your
woman.
period.
the flamboyant.
You'll
I mean,
never
they can
know what
research.
it's like to read.
But at the end of the day, he's still
You don't know what it
emulating.
feels like. You
That's
feel me?
true.
You don't
And
know.
there's something that comes with a female's mind that they can see.
nurture.
You know what I'm saying? That we have an innate sense
Men
that
have
men
that
don't
too.
have.
Whoa,
I'm not saying, I didn't say you don't have your own sense.
Whoa.
See, that
So
would
chill
nurture
out.
reproduction
Whoa.
right there.
I did not
Shit.
say that.
I'm very in tune.
That's
He
fine.
or
But I'm
she-
saying we all have our
grandmother can
different,
teach them that, like,
you know what I'm saying? Frequencies.
Or
Men have certain
how does
frequencies.
this
They
happen?
can
Like,
maybe sense how
man,
things are going
they'll
and
see
stuff
the
like that.
relationship.
Women have certain
Maybe.
frequencies where we can see things before it happens and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
I
Like
got
we
both. I'm gifted.
like we should be able to, we can be able to like look at a kid and just be like, you know what I'm saying? Just like swoop in.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's what
I
we
thought she was
do.
whooping ass or
No,
something.
I mean that too.
Because that right
Oh,
there,
that too.
it made me think of that Phantom smack my mom.
Nah, that
did.
too. But like we got a sense. So I think having a mother figure is a good idea because they will understand how it is to be around a female.
Yes.
Because if you
An
grow up
actual-
without knowing how it is to be a female, you won't be able to value it.
Ooh. Talk to him. Go ahead, Dom.
That's what I do.
That nurtures that. It's very nurturing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. You just added in the nice little.
And the same thing about female couples. It would be good
Yeah,
to have
yeah, but
a
it's
male
still
figure in their
mhm.
life.
Yeah.
Usually it's like their gay uncle.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
The
So it
double.
doesn't work out anyway. We need like
No.
The
Yeah, I guess because looking at it from there, a boy growing up with 2 moms does need a man.
Mhm.
Like,
mm-hmm.
because there's only so much, and then I be seeing so much stuff like women that are single mothers and stuff like that, raising a boy. They do some things and they be thinking it's like cute or something, and they're literally veering the child way off track. But you know,
that shit could create a large lineage. Yeah, lineage. You feel me? And then along the lines, everybody's just gonna be teaching the same thing, and it's gonna be same sex here, same sex here, same sex here. What do you think about that though? Like, you're okay with that? You're okay with that?
like
Everyone was okay with that.
We can
I know-
afford that
I
right
know.
now.
Wait,
No,
everybody
talk
understands
to
sex.
him. Talk to him.
I don't want my children.
Oh, I don't know.
I wouldn't
thought
mind.
you
I
were
wouldn't
talking
judge
about
him.
Because I know what I like, so it doesn't matter. I can see, show me whatever. I know which one I like.
So we talking about kids though, kids of the future. Like,
I'm gonna teach my kids, like, look, this is everything you can see. You forgot what you like. That's it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's a man. Like, it's like a man and a woman all the time. Like, look, this is me and your father, but look, there's other ways.
nah, we talking about the households that have same sex. What do you think about
That's
that?
how they really, like, most of them try to teach their kids. To think, like, this is how we are, but, like, this is how other people are, too. And kids see that. Kids see it everywhere.
Yeah, it's very.
So it's like I might as well
so.
tell my kids first, and that's how they do.
That's
it.
why I
So
don't see no
I
problem
like
with it no
that.
more because it's so open. It's a normalcy. Like seeing two guys walk down the street hold hands. When I was a kid, I'd be like, "Oh, like what's up?" Right now, it's like, "Oh," like it literally doesn't turn any heads anymore. Even transsexuals, that is so normal now.
I'm gonna sound like an asshole.
Disclaimer.
I don't feel like we should have transgender men on like TV and like entertainment because a boy has to see a man as a man. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not. Ooh.
She's trying to choose her words very wisely right now.
Because
But what about two men couple? As
men. It's not one is dressed like, with a skirt or a dress. They both present themselves as men, which is why the mother figure is important.
What if he dressed like a man and he's flamboyant?
That's his personality.
What about if he picks and chooses one?
What do you mean?
You know, some men like dress as a man, and then other times they dress as a woman.
They probably choose they choose the personality out of the two.
I feel like wherever it doesn't affect the child, be yourself.
We never gonna know what's affecting the child till that child is grown.
Well, you
can
never know. You can never.
They're little.
That's also true.
They're very
but you would never know your mom is a stripper or your mom was doing this
shit,
or
the
that.
kids of these ages, yes they will.
Unless you're
they follow their mother on the gram.
Unless
yeah, mom's she a stripper. That's what she do.
Honestly, this
she keep paying up.
We can
paying your school photos.
I have one question.
Okay.
Why does
that one's concluded?
Yeah, because
it's the same topic though.
Oh, so
we're extending it.
Why does when it comes to gay men having relationships, right?
One has to be
one has to have this imaginary voice that they just came up with.
That's funny. Not
feminine.
That's what happened.
Like
this gay guys
if you
will, hey girl, that voice. But because I knew a guy that was from Hoboken.
They just could talk however. It seemed like they all got that same DJ voice. Yeah, like DJs be sounding the same. Shout out to Irby Herb over there. Like, you feel me? That little tiny.
I know what you're talking about.
Shit.
But I knew a guy that was transgender. He actually was a teacher. He was a man during the day, but he dressed like a woman at night. And he would walk down the street in Hoboken. His name was Taxi. Somebody yelled out like, "Oh, you fucking," the derogatory term. And his voice went from high pitched to, "I'm gonna fuck you up." I was like, wow, what just happened here? So that's the voice he's talking about. Like, why do they alter their voice to sound?
I guess you have to fit them.
Yeah, that
But the ones that they normally dress like women still do
it. Like, why you have to do that? Just to seem like your own.
So you have a problem with flamboyant?
It seemed like it's like a submissive type of voice.
So do you have a problem with the women that
have a problem
that try to be the man, and they try to have a deeper voice and?
Yeah, I'm just confused on why you feel like you have to have this other persona to align with each other, only to not have the organs with it.
Because the world makes it known that there has to be a man and a woman, no matter if that man is a woman or woman is a man. They have to have those roles. Man role, woman role, or masculine and feminine.
Right.
So if you're two men, somebody's going to be masculine and feminine, because even though you're gay, there's always that chase. Men like women because of their features and all that other stuff. Women like men because of the same thing. So gay men like the other gay man because of his parts, but they don't want one that's a manly gay man. They'll look for the one that's a girl. And then vice versa. It's just attraction.
I understand.
The one that seems like a girl, or it comes off as a girl.
Yeah, more feminine.
I
Like it's just always feminine and masculine always comes back.
I didn't want to sound like a dickhead, but it just
we've all had our moments. It's these guys' moments to be dickheads now.
It happens often, and I
You gotta say something. You gotta say something dickish, bro.
No, I'm not a dickhead.
I'm sorry.
That's just how I feel.
I think that's
Next.
included.
Yeah.
You.
I haven't thought of a question yet. Wait.
Name you, bro.
I said 2 of these shits.
Oh, alright.
Nah, I got one. Hold up. When it comes to music, indie or mainstream, what do you guys think? What do you guys listen to more?
I'm in the car and my aux cord is a little on the fritz, so I listen to I listen to the radio. God forbid somebody slide me a CD, I might throw that shit in.
So you would say you listen to mainstream more?
I listen to mainstream more because it's in my grasp as a busy person. You know, I don't got time to be sitting there scrolling through music. Ooh, this sound nice. Let me download it. I don't have the time for it. So like, I like the nice stuff, you know. But if I hear something I like, I'll make sure you know what I'm saying.
Which is why independent artists have to make things easily obtainable. Because people be having this thing about them when they're independent artists, like, well, now I'm gonna make them wait and I'm gonna build a suspense and shit like that. But you got those people that they don't got time for your suspense, but you might have something hot that they'll like. You have to make it like literally like, oh, like, it's right here.
You should be able to like have it on a site where I can just hit download. It'll just download to my phone.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have to go on a whole nother website and look for that shit and then
go push the like button and all and share it.
It
gets it, but people will do it for somebody that's already an artist, a mainstream artist. They'll do it without a hesitation. They'll jump hoops. They'll drive to Mexico just to get that fucking song. Yeah. But they won't do it for independent artists.
Everything is changing. Before, people used to do so much for the artists, and now the artists have to do so much for the people.
And it's getting crazy.
What about you? Indie or mainstream you think you listen to more?
I listen to whatever the group chat sends me.
You?
I don't know what element falls into.
She's
like mainstream.
Is she indie?
She started as indie, I think. I mean, obviously everybody.
Well, what I mean by mainstream, I feel like I'm talking about radio, pretty much. Like what was being played on the radio right now.
That's just all over. But she, I feel like she would be classified as indie. Anyway, like she had to get. Her song was playing for a very long time before it caught.
She's on.
So technically now she's mainstream though.
Now she's mainstream, but she came from the indie. I mean, everybody comes from the indie background.
Yeah, she's on Meek Mill's album.
Yo, just LMA is. I like her music. What's her name? Danny. I don't want to say her last name wrong, but she made like my little baby. Yeah. Alright, she's dope.
I don't listen to mainstream music right now. I really listen to my shit and my friend shit. Because I feel like mainstream gets so much attention already. It's so hard for independent artists.
I listen to Nisha. I listen to
you. Yeah,
oh, dang.
You know what I'm saying? Play a little clip of her song right here. Bang. But yeah, independent artists have it very hard to get. I mean, we are searching that mainstream platform though. So realistically, I would have made it already if I sold drugs in the past or some shit. Because that's how these niggas are getting on. Niggas that got out the drug game and using the drug money to go for our music. Because if you, as monkey see, monkey do. If you dress the part and you act the part, people are going to think that you are the part. And then they're going to just start following you and all sort of extra shit as if you're Drake already. And not even realizing you literally going broke to be this person. Until you catch on and then now you actually got money. But this shit costs a fucking lot to make music, studio time. There are studios that's $100 an hour. It takes a minimum 2 hours to make a song and make it good. And it might even take longer than that. So already, if you're going to a studio with an engineer and all that stuff that's good enough, because you got to be mixed right and all of that, then mixing and mastering costs more after the studio time. Then you got to do promotion. You got to pay for that shit. Then you got to get people to come out to your show. You got to pay to perform at these shows. It's just a lot of fucking money.
I listen to indie a lot. I listen to mainstream shit, but most of the time I'm listening to my shit, his shit, some other people, some dope artist shit, like Prince Hill, he tough.
Word.
It's a lot of Jersey artists that's tough.
H2, that shit tough.
Neek, you feel me? Sully. Neek and Sully. Yo, it's a lot of indie people. Kivana Lachey.
Shout out to Destiny.
Destiny.
Fire female artist.
Destiny.
She's dope as hell.
Mish, you feel me? Everybody, you feel me? But like, mainstream is dope too. But I just try to give indie artists a chance because I'm an indie artist as well, obviously. But I don't know. I just feel like it's conditioning pretty much with the radio. You keep hearing some shit, you just think this shit is hot. It could be anything. Like, it could be the dumbest song. Like, you feel me?
Baby shark doo.
Yo, that shit. Oh man, just did that. That shit was funny as hell. But it's catchy because I literally sing that shit every day. I never even watched the show.
Shirt that says "Teacher Shark Doo."
Teacher Shark Doo Doo.
But that's even like they was talking about that, like, music doesn't have to have substance and bars anymore. Like, literally, you just heard our song, Bitches Always Want the Wi-Fi.
That shit catchy.
The shit is hilarious. And the beat is catchy, the hook is catchy, so I know it's going to be a good, like, I'm going to put money into that. But think about fucking Lil Pump and Kanye has little females run around saying, "You're such a fucking hoe."
You heard that one rapper?
Like,
you heard
what?
that one new rapper who don't rap on beat?
Yeah.
The crip nigga.
Blueface.
Yo,
Explain.
he said some shit, but I was like, that shit was funny.
I don't know why you doing that shit. Shout out to him.
But it's working.
Because it's some unorthodox shit. It's like, it's in his own lane. That's the only reason
You have to have a gimmick to make it as an indie artist.
What?
Which is what Tekashi did. Which is, the funniest shit is the king of R&B, was it just Jacquees? This nigga?
That's not even how you supposed to pronounce that, but that's another podcast.
But that nigga is becoming the new Tekashi right now. Tekashi's gone and he's taking that nigga's playbook. He going up to Keith Sweat, talking about, "I'm taking your crown." How dare you ever talk to Keith Sweat like that? Are you fucking crazy? But
what
it's...
crown?
What, Keith Sweat?
I ain't got no crown.
Oof. Who got it?
That's Arkells.
Oh, I respect you, my brother.
That's Arkells. I don't give a fuck what niggas talking about. Like, I'm sorry he goes after young children and shit.
She knew it was coming. She could have moved.
Apologize.
No,
She
it's
could've
all
moved.
in that shit, though.
But, like, this nigga Jacquees is literally being a troll.
He's being obnoxious.
But that's gonna make him poppin'.
That's why he's doing it.
Yeah, and that's the crazy world we fucking live. If we was to pick a gimmick right now, we'll be on. Like, Fat Boy. Niggas did not know he did no music. He been doing music for a long time. But he started fucking throwing McDonald's sandwiches and shit and slapping people food out their hand and all that reckless shit, and now he get money.
Shout out to Fat Boy.
And now he dropping music, and his music is not bad. So, and he from Jersey. Shout out to Jersey got a lot of dope ass artists that are not looked at. Fat Boy has good music, and y'all seeing that right now. But y'all would have never saw it if he didn't take those drastic measures and do all the skits and shit like that. Like, and I think he got arrested for a couple of them skits before. Like, he was bugging, but the shit was funny. So it's like, you have to break the internet now, and to break the internet now, Boom Gang. He was doing some of them shit was real, right? I think he started like scheduling them afterwards because niggas would see his face and like, nah, nigga, lock the door on his ass. Like, you paying today, motherfucker. I don't know what you thought this was.
He probably was paying after every video anyway. Like, I still wasn't believing it.
I feel like a couple of them shits might have been real.
Maybe, yeah.
A couple.
The first couple, we probably like, yeah, we can get away with this shit. Oh, alright, nah.
I'm too grown. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing nothing that's gonna put me behind bars.
Fact.
No. I'm past all that shit. Fuck that.
Facts. But yeah, to conclude, I guess mainstream artists rules. That's cool.
No.
Check your local indie artist people out, man. They need help.
But where do you find said indie artists?
On social media.
Okay.
Open mics.
People don't go to open mics.
People don't even go to.
People don't even
shows.
realize they don't support your fucking people, and they don't even. You don't even got to go to a show all the time. It's free to support at times.
I'll be on Misha Live like, yes, girl.
And it'll only be a couple people that do that. But the craziest shit is when niggas get on, everybody's coming out the woodworks. Don't fucking come here. I'm telling you now, your feelings don't get hurt. I know everybody that was rocking with me. He know everybody that was rocking with him. That's who's coming to the top. But
I apologize. I wasn't trying to make it about me or anything.
What?
Yo, yeah, indie artists. Check out your local indie artists, man. They need your help for real.
Yeah, go to open mics and shit like that. And it's some dope poets. It's a dope poet right here.
Facts.
It's a dope poet right here.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And even like, it's just talent in general.
Mm-hmm.
Dancers, all of that shit like
It's
that.
anything. Entrepreneurship. Support your friend, yo. Support your friends. What about your friends?
Yo, there was actually an Instagram post about people that don't support their friends because they like, oh, I don't want to support the friend that got the clothing line, the booty ass hats,
They
and
make
shit
memes
like that.
make people go against each other.
Yeah.
Stop looking at them shits too. Like, read a book.
Bro,
Talk to your friend.
This world is meant to divide and conquer. That's what it's meant to do. And it's done it to us before as people, as black people, but as people too. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Everything is always divide and conquer. Even into to the point of indie and mainstream, divide and conquer, which fucking mainstream used to be indie. They had to come from somewhere. But a mainstream artist will literally look down on an indie artist in a sense, like, fuck out of here. But nigga, you was here. What the fuck you talking about? It's
honestly,
like
I might be a little ignorant on that, but I think there's some indie artists that still get radio play, but I don't know what you call it once you're getting radio play like that. You feel me? So I'm calling it major. So like Lil Baby, he was indie for quite some time. He's getting radio play.
Indie just means
Lil
independent.
TJ.
Like,
Yeah, like he
not
don't
signed.
Yeah.
Technically,
They don't
it's
be
not
playing
signed
it,
either. But if you
That's
got a
a fact.
hit, it's
Yeah.
out.
So so
yeah, his music is more paid attention to as an indie artist because of his platform. Like people want him around.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, so was what's his name, Macklemore.
Yeah.
Macklemore, he was independent.
Was he? I think he actually signed somebody after a while.
Maybe after a while,
But matter of fact, no, because he had the Grammys without being signed. That's dope.
Yeah.
Nigga,
I know
what?
some indie artists that are better than a lot of mainstream people.
Cass,
Which Cass?
Iddy.
Huh?
Cassidy.
Oh, because it's like Casanova,
No,
Cassidy.
that's my ride right there.
And people ain't got
The Hustle.
fucking the locks and all of that. They're not as famous as they're famous, but when it comes to finances, them shits is not up there with these
They
other
not hot
goofies.
right now.
They're
They just
always
not
hot.
They just
The
not
locks
know.
is fucking fire.
I didn't say they
You
weren't.
will burn your finger for some play.
They're smoldering. That's what they are. They are smoldering. They not flames right now, but they are smoldering. They are always.
That's because they're not converted. They're not conforming to the bullshit.
That's fine.
The shit that's happening right now, I don't want to conform, but I know I'm gonna make a couple songs that these other niggas gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
The Wi-Fi shit was just funny, honestly, and I love that shit. So it just so happens to fit in the funny shit that they're doing right now. But we actually liked it, so I feel like that's why I feel so good about it, because it fits the dynamic for right now, but it fits us as well. So it's like we ain't sell our soul for it. But it's a lot of like we was talking in the car, like if Tupac and Biggie was still here, would they still be would they be relevant? Or would they have conformed?
At this point, I think they would have probably stopped doing music.
I think Tupac would have been leading the revolution
To stop all this shit?
to do something to move forward. Because once you got a following like he had, and people already understood and accepted how his thought process was, he was able to talk real stuff to the hood niggas, basically.
Yeah.
There would have definitely been a revolution. Absolutely.
So do you think these new artists
He would
would
stop
not
music
be
after
around
Absolutely.
if Pac and Biggie was still here?
Absolutely.
They would
Because
still
it
be
wouldn't be that much. Those two were like the the two poster people for violence in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So violence wasn't so much of a main point in hip hop, it wouldn't have been that much of a problem. Not saying that just because those two didn't die doesn't mean that everybody else didn't end up getting shot either, but I'm just saying it would have been one less group of people that would have been the poster people for gun violence in hip hop.
I think Tupac probably. He would have moved to acting. Maybe put some cologne out, clothing
some cologne,
line.
some oil.
You get what I'm saying?
Oily
Some
chest
oil.
smell like.
Pac oil.
Like, you feel me? Something. He would have been on
Caution,
to.
Pac juice.
And I don't know if Biggie, no disrespect to him, but I don't know if he would be able to get with the, hip hop in this day and age,
I think Biggie and Wayne would have a go at it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh.
Because
I think
Biggie be
Biggie
saying,
and
like,
Wayne-
Wayne say some shit that make you go, what? Like, but Biggie was doing that shit already, but it was just different. Like, even he said, what he said? I got a bitch to suck my dick until I nut, spit it on my gut, and slurp that shit back up, and got a slut. What? When I heard that, I said, this nigga's a fool, son.
That's nasty.
But it was a visual. Lil Wayne would say some shit like that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Biggie was doing it before Lil Wayne was doing it. So like I feel like Biggie would be crazy.
And
with
Jay-Z
it.
too. Jay-Z be rapping off the dome just like.
Yeah, that what the free was free.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is fire. That shit is fire.
You know that?
I can't remember exact bars right now, but his verse was. They said it was like the top verse of 2018.
I heard that.
Man, and it was dope. It
But wait a
definitely was
minute,
dope.
didn't his album come out earlier this year, or was that last year?
Who?
Oh,
444. When did that come
that
out?
was last year.
This was last year? My dates are all mixed up, don't worry about it.
My days.
Yeah. I live in a sense of concept. I don't live in a sense of time. You know.
Being that we're on this artist thing, do you feel like Cardi B should have took Offset's for apology?
I'd have been like, get out of my face, nigga. Just like
That's
that.
what she did.
Exactly.
And he did it during her show. Why do you pick during that
Nobody
time?
comes to your job.
Don't make it about you right
during
now.
your
This is my
meeting.
show. Don't make it about you. Like, that's basically how she was coming. Like, that's why she was so mad.
The funniest thing is I feel like bro did that because he like, yo, she ain't gonna
Gotta
be able,
prove it.
yeah, she ain't gonna be able to say no in front of all these people.
Guilt
The people gonna make her. I feel
Because
like
he
he tried to
still
guilt trip her, but Cardi
he still
is
think it's a
thorough.
game. He still think
Cardi
it's a game.
like,
no, this is
fuck
Cardi
outta
B.
here,
I'm a
dog.
mom now.
I don't
Like,
care about these
play
people.
games with me. Like, we got a whole kid together. Like, we're married. Like, this media shit is not.
He left off stage quick as shit though. Like he was talking to her, and then he was just like,
I said, I love you, bro.
and then when they came and got when they came and
How you
got them
gonna call
fucking
your girl,
what's
bruh?
Wife.
that's normal
How
now.
you gonna call your wife, bruh? Yo, I love you, bruh.
You wouldn't say that to
I feel
your
like
wife?
I feel like somebody could say that.
You'll be tight if your
Nah,
man
I feel
says
like
I
somebody-
mean,
just
like,
did
it
all
would make
that.
me go
I
like,
think he just did all that. Like, it's
It's
different.
like if I'm upset with you, I'm tight with you. I'm mad at you.
Everything
That
is
nigga call me
bullshit.
Don't call me no goddamn bruh.
Everything.
I'm your wife.
Yeah, he could have just said,
Respect
yeah,
me,
he could have
bruh.
said,
But bro, look at this
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh is the word right now.
Bruh, you say bruh to the little niggas on the street. You say bruh to bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh got many.
That's like saying bitch. Bitch got many connotations.
It does.
Depending on voice
We're just
inflection.
talking about that.
But so does bruh.
You calling
It
your
do.
mom bruh?
I do. I do.
No,
But
I
it
don't
doesn't.
call
It's not
bruh.
on purpose.
And it
But
says,
see, that's
Because
not
the
me.
word bruh is up here now.
No,
So literally,
it's not
bruh
up there.
means
It's just a
everything.
part
but
of your
it's in the sense that y'all
vocabulary
have a
so
good
much.
like y'all got a relationship now. But like younger you, like would you have said bruh to your
Oh
mom?
nah.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go.
That's-
There we
yes,
go. Button
ma'am.
that up.
That's it. But now I was like, bro, stop. Come on, bro. Like,
If you know she think you funny, she like.
my mother quick tell me, don't think you too old to get your ass whooped. I'm like, bro, I'm like 30. Like, it's not gonna happen. So stop trying to play my age. But I don't know, bro. It's just
Bruh.
I feel like in my relationships in the past, I've said, bro. Even when I call on the phone, like, yo, bro, open the door or some shit like that. I don't know. Bruh is too mainstream now.
Mm-mm.
So you'll be tight with somebody like,
If you my
Bro, I
husband
love
and
you.
you trying to get back with me after you did X, Y, and Z,
all three of them? All three of them?
W, X, Y, and
Put
Z.
respect on your name, right?
You better not come to me at my job while I'm in the middle of a meeting and call me bruh. Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Yo, the way he put the mic down and walked off, though, he's like, it looks like he like gonna look back like,
Get
damn,
out.
come on, bro. The funniest part is when he took them fucking flowers out, though. Because, like, they was looking like, it looked like they was ready to do it already, but they're like, what's about to happen? And then when they turned the lights off, like, oh shit, let's get these shit out there. Like, nah, he just like, damn, bro, I love you, bro.
You
Like,
should have
what?
been in the dressing room. You should have just let that moment be about her. Let her do her thing. Come back like, yo, babe, this is good.
I mean, to
wasn't
play devil's
smart.
advocate, man, he wasn't thinking like that. He was just thinking he had to prove himself.
He was thinking
to
like a
the world.
nigga.
That's true.
That was his
He was thinking like a nigga, but I saw somebody posted today. It was like, all that did was let the world know that you made me look like a fool. And I'm like, damn, that's actually kind of deep, because the world knows that you did some dumb shit to me. Even if they didn't know, if they
it's
did know,
confirmed.
it's confirmed, and it reoccurred because it already happened. It's in the media. People talk about it a little bit now, but you just made that shit back. Like now, people hitting me again. Like damn, now I feel stupid again. Thanks a lot. So yeah, he did some dumb shit, but he wasn't thinking. He was thinking like the typical nigga.
The world already knew though.
Yeah. But think about doing some shit like, even like a proposal, saying, will you marry me, getting down on one knee. You do that shit in a public place, 9 times out of 10 that girl gonna say yeah, and if she really don't mean it, she gonna wait until you get out of that public place and be like, yo, bro, this ain't that.
Nah,
Like,
some niggas get told.
Yeah,
no,
I was
like,
saying.
they do too, but
and that
I'm
shit
just
is
saying.
heartbreaking for me because I be watching that shit. I'm like, damn,
I never saw it. I never
this
saw it in
nigga?
real
Like,
life.
that's
I saw it on
crazy.
YouTube, so I don't know if it was real. But I saw like the ones where it's like the dude, one chick smacked the dude in the mall. He got down and she's like, no, don't do it. And he got down. And she's like, I'm like,
But
wow.
see, that's their fault though. Because why would you propose to a woman that you know is not gonna say yes for sure?
I got a question though
Niggas
about
don't
that
be
shit.
knowing.
Hold on, I got a
The
fucking
same
Then
way-
question.
why do it? That's his fault
The
then.
same
Hold
way
up,
women
time
keep
out.
babies to keep
Hello?
men.
I could go, please. Alright. So,
Wait, none of the teachers picked on you. You was raising your hand.
damn man, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. The fuck, like, so for instance, like, if a man don't get on his knees, how do y'all feel about that? First, let's start there.
Depends on what's going on.
I don't want to attack this man, but he didn't get on his knee where did he?
Oh,
Offset. When he
I don't
proposed,
remember.
I think he kind of
Yeah,
like
he
squatted.
did.
It was like a.
He kind of
It
like
was a
like a
squat.
lie.
It was a squat.
his pants probably was too tight.
You're supposed to handle that.
That's
You
what these
ain't
niggas
prepared?
wear now.
You didn't prepare.
I'm
you
a
didn't
rich.
practice.
I'm a rich man.
You didn't practice.
I'm a rich man. You care about splitting your pants for you about to marry? You feel me? Get on your knee, whatever. You feel me? He could have did
You
it.
could have did it in sweatpants,
So-
bruh.
Because
I don't give a fuck what you wearing, nigga. Get down, like just do it. I mean, that's what we're prone to, cause of society and media that you need to get on your knees. So I'm asking y'all, how do y'all
Joel's
feel
did it.
about that? If a
Joel's
person
did it.
didn't do it or not.
And he creased the Timbs. Joel's a real nigga. He creased the Timbs for you.
It's what I would expect. But it just depends on the moment, the situation. Like,
You think the female is thinking more about the ring and the proposal at the moment more than what's going on?
I mean,
Being
if you
aware.
get down on one knee and your cubic zirconium is a little, little schmedium,
Yeah.
So the ring size matters.
Wow,
opposed to you are sitting next to me somewhere and you just pull this shit out and it's like decently sized. I mean, I'll pay. That was nice.
So if he was on one knee,
You
if he
can
had a
always
little
tell when
ring,
someone's trying to overcompensate for certain things. Like,
So
I
if
know
he's
I just
on
bought
one
this at
knee, like-
Walmart, so I'm going to just buy her a whole bunch of other shit with the stuff that I say, just to, like, back it up. Opposed to the one guy who spent X, Y, and Z. And was
he
just
man
like,
lax
you know
now.
what?
Like I don't gotta get on one knee. Look at this ring. For
So
so
that's what that matters.
But-
That's that matters.
It's dowry.
You would be okay with
Yes,
that?
It's dowry, huh?
you would be okay with that?
Yeah.
So a
But
person
what is-
that
what
gives
is
you
that
the
man
ring has to
saying?
get on the knee.
No,
unless
she
he
said if
compensates
the
for
ring is
unless he
big.
compensates for the size. So the man that has
the man that didn't get on his knee,
argument,
that got your big ass ring, you'll be okay with him sitting next to you and saying, "Will you marry me?" and handing you a ring. You'll be okay with it. Do you understand what that kind of is like? His thought of you? Because when you get down on your knee,
it's showing the proportion. I get that.
But when you get down on your knee, you are literally showing the utmost respect for your woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're asking her to be yours.
Mm-hmm.
So he like
begging.
I done spent the money on this. I don't need to ask you shit. You just need to take
Why
this
do
shit.
y'all need that?
And you like,
no,
okay.
But that's this is.
But what if something bled out to that?
Exactly.
Like a big
Why
leg.
does it have to look like
There's
it's a
like
bed?
a whole
It doesn't have to look.
That part
as
of it
if
getting
that
down
what
is
that
like,
signifies. Like,
in my
being
eyes,
like
the
what?
most important part.
I'm asking you.
That's the part where he's literally
Why?
submitting to you. He wants you to be
He gonna be
his.
submitting, all right.
Oh, nah, he spent money. If he's sitting next to you in a chair like,
he gonna be submitting, all right.
you gonna marry me, bruh?
See, you added extra.
You
added extra.
want marry? But that rock big as hell though.
Nah, but like if it's just like you'll marry me, bruh. No, it's gotta be nice. It's
Okay.
gotta be
Yo, bruh.
regular English. Like you gotta,
Alright. He give you a great little poem, all that other extra shit that he Googled. And then
he Googled.
Yeah, because he wouldn't get on one knee. He damn sure ain't about to write a poem.
That
He
would
could
be
be
not.
able to write a poem.
Bruh.
It could be the
Like,
situation
he could
because
write-
any man can have that whole, like a dinner thing. Like I don't even think
I don't care.
we're thinking about the
knee.
whole fact. I don't think she's
Unless I
thinking
got some
about
fire
you has
shit,
to
but I'm gonna take the
get
shoe
on the
off.
knee though, because like if you're at the dinner, it's like a different type of scenery. I think I ain't think about this too far, but I just don't like you're in that moment, so you're just like, all right, a person's gonna propose to me here at dinner, like. You ain't thinking about a person getting up their chair to get on their knee, which could happen if you like that. Which should happen
if you want to do that, that's up to you. But like
Do
when
it.
you do it, if
Bruh.
you're gonna take a chance, which is exactly what you're doing, right?
I'ma
You
take that chance,
You take
'cause
the
if I-
chance.
If she's
I'm not
You
doing
better
it.
be betting real good on yourself.
I'm not doing it unless
You
I feel
know
like
you
I know
better
her.
to be
And
getting
if I didn't know her, then damn, I need to do more.
And at the end of the
research
day,
on who I deal
the
with.
price of a diamond, like people just started doing that in like the 50s. They basically got you to think that diamonds are rare and you need to buy one for your spouse to tell her how much you love her and show her ownership and all of that other stuff. Like I already understand that, but I
You
know
don't
other
really matter
people-
about that shit.
Exactly, it really
But that's
don't.
why I feel like the rest, like it's
Diamonds are
everything
forever.
else that's
It's really
signifying your love for that person and
really
getting down on one knee, what you put together for that person and how you feel about them. The diamond don't really mean shit. I'm saying it's literally just a
I'm about to
Instagram like
diamonds.
it's an
It's
Instagram like.
literally a
Diamonds are
rock.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why, like, I don't care if he gets down on one knee because honestly, I don't want a ring.
Oh,
That's why I was like, I wanted to know why you thought it was important because I don't want a ring.
well, I don't feel like the ring
So
is
what,
that
you want a
important.
verbal
But
agreement or you want like paperwork agreement? You want some type of
you go
prize
going down to the
possession.
justice piece.
Sure.
See,
Ring
I mean, I
does
mix-
not mean not
I have-
ceremony.
I have mixed opinions with that. Like, I guess legally, with everything going on, we do have to get legally married. But I don't care to involve like the courts and everything. Oh, let's go down to the court and get a document that says, oh, we're married. Like, I don't care for that.
Okay.
But basically, I do want like a celebration. Like, just invite all our friends. Like, this is our celebration. We're together. This is like our union.
I'm with that.
Like, I don't care about the ring, but I do want to celebrate my friends. And it's gonna be open bar.
I'll be good with that because then I know if shit ever goes left, we good. I'm gonna take half of shit. Yeah.
I want to
But you
get
can't go into
married.
thinking like that.
Oh no,
I
you
wanna
have to.
get
And then you don't
married.
even
You
got
already look. You're on your mind. Something's gonna
then you
end.
even
No,
got
you have to.
No.
If you don't, if you
And
do,
like
if you
the-
fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
With the shaman.
But you're preparing for the
Like
negative.
Alicia
So you're
Keys
You
and
have to
Swizz
prepare.
Beatz did, you know.
If you don't prepare for the negative, when that negative
Union,
happens,
I
or if that negative
want
happens, it's gonna be
earthy.
detrimental.
Okay,
I'm
no,
prepared
I
for the
don't want to do
positive.
church
So you
thing.
think
I
about
want
the
to be
negatives.
barefoot. Like,
Yeah.
stuff
I don't
like
just think of
that.
the negative, I
That's
think
the
for
thing. Yeah.
What?
You gotta prepare for
Like, you don't gotta get me a
But there's
ring
people
that
that
day, but
literally
you can buy me
don't
some
think about
wasties.
the
Like,
negative.
that would be cute.
I'm going. Okay,
That's what you're saying.
prenuptial agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sign one?
Is this like a...
It's.
word. Like
Is
I'm
this
going
like
back
back
to, like-
offer?
I'm going back to the whole courts thing. Like, I just.
Is this yours?
Well, if you're not, if
I
you're
was trying
not,
to figure out like if I could get some of that shit.
if you're not into
It's so good.
the courts and actually
I get
get
this.
married, prenuptials don't matter for you.
Yeah, but then it's like, what is your purpose of wanting one? If it comes from a place of where it's like genuine, it's like thinking about both of us, or where it's just him being kind of selfish, like, oh nah, you gonna sign this. You know what I'm saying?
Just eat it, bro.
I know.
It depends on his intentions.
Well, my intentions for it
over
would
to
be,
him. No.
my intentions for it will be to protect myself
What
if things would go left.
How so?
Wow, that's
So you're already
That's
thinking
not
like
a big
I would be
piece.
a certain way after everything,
Thank you.
or
Okay, this goes into a whole other
because you know
thing.
some people are
Do,
like
do
that.
you trust your spouse 100%? Because I don't.
You got a spouse?
If I had one.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh.
No, I don't have no spouse. I'm single.
Yo, why are you
Gang
married?
is-
Bro, you do
Nobody
not
should
trust
do
your spouse.
You don't know what
100%.
somebody is doing 100% of the
That's
time.
a fact, though. That's a fact.
I
So
can-
that's
But
why
But I have to give you the benefit
Make
of
the
the
best
doubt
decision.
you
until
do, but you
you're
don't
doing
trust
it.
it all the way.
With the
You're
marriage,
giving the saying that you're giving the benefit of the doubt is saying that you could fuck up, but I'm going to let you do that on your
No,
own.
no, you may have fucked up. I can't prove it, so I'm gonna let you live.
But even that point there, you don't trust 100% because they may have fucked up. It could
Maybe.
be 90, but it ain't 100.
But if you know
And if you
that,
tell me it's 100,
It's life.
if you know that person and where they're coming from enough to the point where you want to get married,
you don't know nobody 100%. You know how long it really takes somebody to probably get married to know them that much? Because there are many situations in temptation. That person could have never been in a real temptable situation. And then after you get married, they just so happen to be in one. You thought they were solid, but they ain't never experienced this temptation. And they go ahead and put their hand in that pot. Now what? I don't recognize you no more. That's their first thing. Yeah, you don't recognize because stop fucking trusting everybody 100%.
but if you go into the relationship with that already in mind and things go down the
You
way
will
you're thinking, then how
now if you're gonna get
would
married,
it affect you?
You said
Very
how?
different.
How what?
Because if you're thinking like, okay, you can't really trust people that much because at some point
Men are
maybe they'll
flawed.
let you down. So if you go into a relationship with that mindset, and let's just say something like that does happen, how angry can you be?
You can't. I'm that person. Like, if some shit actually goes down, and people that know me, they'll know that. If some shit happens, I might be mad at the moment, but then I'm like, what can I do? There's nothing I can do.
so what
I
did,
think you
what
should go
did,
into
do
every
you do?
relationship thinking,
What didn't you do?
how-
You decide if you can
like,
deal with it or
I'm
not.
asking
how
you, you're
positive
married.
can I be? in
What do
this
you do?
outcome?
What are you doing after that?
What's the situation?
If the person does fuck up after you're
Um,
married and they get into a certain temptation that you already suspected of them,
it depends on how long we're married.
because you
If we
decided
got
to get
kids
married.
and shit like that, and all of that type of stuff.
I feel like if you really love someone,
If we don't have no ties, no
there's
kids,
very
shit
little
like that.
that a person could do for you to want to leave them.
You said as well.
I said,
Very little?
I feel like if you really, like, truly love someone, it should be very little that person could do to make you want to, like, leave them. Because if it's like all you got to do is have intercourse with someone else, and that means I don't love you anymore.
Oh, it's
we
never
can't
not
be
love you.
together, like, we
You
just
can love
can't
somebody
be
from over
together no more. Like, that's not a thing. You don't love someone from over there anymore. If you're together and y'all stop fucking with each other because someone had sex with someone else, like, you're just gonna love them from over there? No,
You can.
that's not how that's gonna work.
It does.
You
What
know,
do you
no,
mean?
it doesn't.
It does because depending
Now
on how it will go, you're not gonna stop loving somebody at the drop of a dime.
Maybe
So,
not the drop of a dime, but like do
The
you
love
think
will
that's
dwindle
worth-
over a while, but
It
I
takes
love
time.
you. If you know if it's bad for you, you can still love that person, but we can't be together. So I'm gonna love you from over there. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? We can't do this because literally, if you stay in some shit that you're not supposed to be in, it's tearing you apart. It's chipping at you every moment, and you don't realize it. You're being broken and broken and broken because you love somebody that's doing you dirty. Now, y'all believe in forgiving? It depends on the situation.
I think it's all about a
It depends on the
perspective.
situation.
Forgiveness.
Like, what does it mean to do somebody dirty? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in I think there's like a marital construct. Like, why people decide to go for like a civil union opposed to getting married. You know, they feel like once they've signed some paper, they've legally means something else, opposed to that person who's been dating the same person for like 12 years. And, I don't want to get married because that means I need to stop. No, nigga, you should have stopped that a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? I feel like there's like a standard to when
that standard goes further than just that.
Quote unquote married. That means that you have to be doing this now. Well, if you were gonna stay with that person for this long, nigga, y'all married.
Yeah.
Like
that the standard doesn't go just marriage though. It
y'all
goes
going out together, y'all being seen together,
dating
y'all
is a
in the
different
family.
standard now.
It's like that's a whole relationship.
You know that, right?
What?
The dating has so many levels now.
Yes.
Like it's fucking crazy. There's like we vibing, then we talking, then we dating, then we dating exclusively, then we ain't fuck with nobody else, then relationship. Like it's so much shit between relationship, and I feel like people use those gray areas so they can still just be out there doing dumb shit. That's all it is. People that won't give, because I know the title means something. Of boyfriend, girlfriend. If we fucking around, you can literally get away with so much shit because something could happen. You be like, wait, we not together though.
You're not even.
Yeah, that's the very first thing going. Like, we not together. Like, I ain't know. We never talked about this. But it's a fact we didn't. So you got.
So you gotta have that conversation.
That's why they avoided it. Because like, you want to have the. I gotta go to the store. I gotta go to the store. I'll be back. She trying to talk about some shit. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I am bamboozled. But nah, it's like if you keep that gray area is dangerous. But that moment that you give that boyfriend, girlfriend title, expectations are here. And they're here kicking the door down. So it's like little simple shit you can't do, like
sex could do that too.
Fucking eating alone and shit. You can't even fucking do. You ain't give me no food. No. I ain't fucking ask for no food.
You didn't think about you. You got this.
Yeah, like
that's normal. That's normal because we used to that when the parents go get food. Well, we ain't eat. You know,
that's more. But that shit is more important for a girlfriend though. Your girlfriend to chew your ass up. You bring someone some food and don't bring her none.
Because guess what? I'm eating your food.
Yeah, y'all be violating
like if you look.
If we got the same plate,
and
they
you
eat
know I
food.
didn't eat, or you didn't even bother to ask, and you brought some shit for yourself. I'm eating that. You bought that for me.
She really.
Word, that's funny as hell.
For real though. Like,
what if he asked you
that's mine.
and
then I said I didn't want that, but then you bought it something that I really wanted.
Nah, what if you just
I'm
asked you?
I'm at least entitled to like a third of that.
Why
entitled?
What if he just asked you?
Wow.
What if he just asked you if you ate?
Huh?
What if he just asked you if you ate? Like that's it.
If I ate,
And you be like, yeah. You be like,
yeah, I ate. All right, so you gonna come home, you gonna get something, and I never seen that, or it's something that I got a sudden taste for. I'm eating that.
That's crazy. Like,
I mean, it's respectable though, because I've never had a female.
Fuck.
No, one. Well, other females that if they're coming over and they're coming, they don't even have to be out to eat. They could have ate already. They always seem to ask me, "Did you eat? Or are you hungry?" Or eat, and it doesn't even have to be somebody you're dating. It could be you asked me, "Did I eat?"
I did.
Before you got here, you asked me before I picked you up,
I
and then you gave me food. Like
yeah,
I feel like that's just a female thing. So men, I feel like we need to get on that wavelength. Makes sense when you say that we think differently because y'all think nurturing automatically.
Y'all think to try to fix things. We think to try to prevent them from happening in the first place.
But then see the
we're first line of defense.
We need to blend that because when shit does get fucked up and we try to fix it, something wrong with you? Nah, I'm fine. You're
no,
lying.
don't
You're
ask me if
fine.
something is wrong. You know what's wrong. You know that you did that shit earlier. And you saw my reaction change then, but you didn't want to deal with it then. Look.
But no.
Right. Like,
I'm a nigga.
It doesn't
I'm
matter. So once I still ask you what's wrong, tell me what the fuck is wrong.
She talking about you ain't do it then. But I'm the nigga that's there. That moment that face changed, what's up? Your energy changed. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all don't want to talk now. Y'all won't be in y'all bag. There's no conversation. Then I'm like, all right, once that shit done, cool. You don't want to talk.
How long did it take for you to ask her?
I'm asking right now. The moment you start acting funny and you ain't answering, Alright, pull over. What's up? I'm pulling over. I need to have this conversation.
I'm serious.
I'm a Sagittarius. Like
I rather chew on it. Cause I want to know. I'm very aware. I'm very aware. No, I'm just very aware of myself. Mm-hmm. Like I want to know if I'm just bitching about something or if it's something I legit need to be angry.
See, we need to figure that out together though. Especially if
but
I'm
because the minute you bring it
Mm-hmm.
up, it's like, see, why you gotta automatically, you know?
Because I didn't even get.
But not a lot of women. Exactly, not a lot of women are able to
changing already.
That.
So give me a minute.
But
give me a minute.
But your mood changing has already changed my mood. If I'm in a good mood, let's stay there. But you
it's not
doing
just
what
about
you
don't be selfish.
That's
so,
a fact. Exactly. So it's not just about you. If I could say, don't be selfish.
So if I could say, my bad, babe. Look, I need a moment.
Yeah,
that works.
That's fine.
Y'all don't do that.
I said.
Like I said, not a lot of women know how to communicate.
If somebody say that,
that's a fact.
Then I'll be like,
alright. Your curiosity is going to eat the shit out of you, knowing that I'm upset for something you don't really know. I'm over here smoldering because I need to think this through.
You like that word?
I do. Smoldering. I use it twice.
Yeah.
All right.
3 times just now.
Whatever. So I'm over here churning.
Churning, found something else.
Churning, you know,
Butter.
and you're gonna want to know. So your first intent is to try to fix things. So you're gonna keep asking and asking and asking. And I need you out my face right now.
But this is where we combine.
But you see,
let me fix.
Instead of saying, you know what, take your minute, I'll be over here when you're ready.
Ooh. Why are you coming like this, Dom? Why are you coming like that? But y'all could do this. It's the same thing because we could say.
Because if I say, all right, give me a minute.
No, you know what?
Say that.
That depends on the woman. Because if you say, give me a minute, I'm okay with that. And I'm be waiting for that minute. That minute. I'm be waiting. I'm anxious for that minute.
Don't time me. Like,
I'm not gonna time you, but the whole time I'm gonna be on eggshells. I'm gonna be uneasy because I don't know what's going on.
So let me give you a scenario.
But as a man,
let me
there's some females we could say that to,
Mm-hmm.
and if we like, all right, I'll give you a minute. You turn around and try to drive off. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Give me my minute. Like it's gonna turn.
But then she was looking for attention.
You know who you was talking to a certain way.
Yeah.
There's some females you can't talk to no way besides.
But then that's the one you don't have no business with.
Yeah, you could have fell into that, and you could have fell in love too.
I mean,
it's always a way out of something.
It's always a
way. It is.
You ain't married.
It's a war to get out of.
You ain't married. At the end of the day, you can leave. Don't let nobody ever make you feel like you can't go nowhere. Slavery is over. That's a done deal. Like I understand, like if me and you in a situation and this, that, and the third, and we develop these feelings, we put in some years, But if the situation got to a point where it's just like, yo, I legit don't want to be here anymore. I don't care how long I've been with you. I'm not gonna stay in a place where I don't want to be because you think that because we did this before, we should continue doing it. Like, that's literally the definition of insanity. Doing things over and over and over, expecting a different result. Me and you don't work. But because me and you have been doing this wrong stuff for so long, we're going to continue doing the wrong stuff. And perpetuate
that's a lot of women's mindsets, though.
You can't say women's. That can be anyone's mindset.
In general.
Right.
Okay, facts. Right. But I'm talking about a specific situation. Like, if a female's arguing with you and you don't argue back, it's going to be a problem.
Why?
I like to argue.
Because y'all feel like we don't care. Because we're not arguing with you. Mm-hmm. I don't like to argue.
I feel like sometimes I like to argue because I like to see what's in your brain. Usually, like the beast comes out when you're angry. So what happens? You can argue with me and be intellectual and like.
Oh, see,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I like to argue about certain things.
That's not an argument. That's a conversation. Now.
That's not a conversation.
It is because that's
you know what? You got it.
Because that argument right there. Literally is going to turn into sex later. Because you're going to say some shit, I'm going to say some shit. And if you catch me, I'm like, damn. That shit was alright. You got that. Alright, my fault. And we done now. And we about to have great sex.
But see, when you argue, I guess now, when you argue, it's like no one's listening.
Yeah, they're just yelling. Everybody's for self. Everybody's for self. Argue intellectually.
Always.
Or communicate intellectually.
Communicate intellectually.
That's the best.
Have conversations. Mm-hmm. Borderline arguments. Smart arguments.
Lead to good sex.
That's what he said.
I think that
it can happen. It can happen. But
you ain't bring no topic yet. You
I'm
done?
Said
We done went a lot of them. What time is it?
it's 11:16.
What does that say up there? Time
2
was?
hours.
Oh, done.
Yeah, like we.
Yo, wow. So that concludes this episode of the Barbershop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see the Deweys. She ain't got no Dewey, but she came
You
prepared.
feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all so crap set.
I didn't know. I didn't get the memo.
Girl, I didn't. I needed a scarf, so.
I hear that. I put my bun
So
on.
serious.
I was like,
Can you push the red button?
here it is.
I should record
Once
it.
again, happy birthday to the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh.
Happy
You're.
Alright. Oh, 1,
2.
Cooler runnings. Cooler runnings.
Yo, first off, let's look at my hoodie. Let's not forget who fed y'all in the beginning of school. You know what I'm saying?
People's free food program? What was that?
For the next podcast.
Oh, shit.